Chase the wind and touch the sky. A star's light shines on long after it dies. Oh, in the night, I live every day as if it's your last. Our memories been bright like beacons of the past. Oh, in the night.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the STDx podcast on the edition of the April 11th. My name is Lejuk, and I will be doing the production for tonight. Hopefully, everybody's having a great week so far. Hopefully, you had a great weekend as well, and we'll make sure that this show is gonna be your show for the week. So I'm really happy to be there for you, and I'm pretty sure that the whole crew that's with me tonight is really happy to be with me tonight. So let's just do it. Let's just do it. Hey everybody! How is it going?
It's going well. How about you, buddy?
It's fantastic. I'm going pretty well. I'm actually really excited to be there. It's been a long time since I haven't done a podcast like at all. So it's a great moment.
I know it's like our baby bird came back to the roost.
I know, right?
It's like he's
I know, right?
He's come back.
I had to do it. One day I knew that I had to do it, but you know, it usually takes some time. Usually you're busy, like with my work and everything. So, yeah, hopefully I'm really happy that some podcast is moving to the Monday. So actually I'm able to be there. So I'm really excited to be there. It's been really a long time.
That's right. So welcome back to the podcast, Luke.
Thank you.
It's
I really
fantastic.
appreciate it. I know.
It's nice having like someone professionally run it, Alex.
I hate you guys.
This is just different. It's only because I have a bit more experience and I understand that. Like Alex has been here, he's been doing what he had to do since the beginning. He's learning. He's actually doing all the mistake that he's done. I've done it before. So I mean, right? Everybody has to go past all these mistakes. Like it's not bad. I mean,
you see, Charles.
Well, I don't know. I think you need to have a beard to be able to run the production. And frankly, Moxie has more of a beard than you do, Alex.
Pretty impressive. True.
God.
No.
I could probably grow like one hair if I tried real hard.
Yeah, that's right. But,
how about
no?
How about no? Just no.
Well, no, Mary, you might find someone with that fetish.
No, you know.
They might pay some good money.
Perfect. So just before we start on all our topics, we want to, of course, talk about our sponsors. And thank them. So G Fuel, Logitech, Arazi, Jerky XP, Control Freak, Walk Gaming, Muscle Care, Scuff, and G2A. If you want to buy any of these, anything on these websites, make sure that you use the special code STDX, and it's gonna make sure that you save some money. This is like money, save it. Yeah. First, let's start with the weekend. What have you done during the weekend?
Yeah, Moxie, what did you do on the weekend?
Mostly just worked. Basically, yeah, just worked.
What
Tried to
kind
get
of work?
things
What
done.
kind of work do you do?
The kind of work that is not PG-13.
All right, that's right.
I am
Interesting.
a fully clothed, like non-sexual, like dominatrix.
All right.
But
There-
yeah,
if
I
there's-
don't
if there's a
get
market
dressed
for
or
it.
anything. It's like therapy, like it's,
if
not
it works.
traditional therapy. I'm like a therapist with no training.
Can someone buy two and get one free? Like, is there like such a thing in like that line of work?
Buy two get one free. Well,
Yeah.
I determine my prices based on what they want.
Well, there you
I
go.
mean, I could do a deal. I don't have any other dominatrixes handy to join me.
So everybody in the chat, if you're expecting a bundle, you can make it.
That's right.
This is possible.
You know how like
Honestly.
you go to like your door after like school or after work and you get like those flyers like at your door. Like can you imagine getting a flyer for your business like right at your door, and be like, how do you like bring that up to your wife or your spouse and say, listen, this coupon expires May 1st. We've got to get in there now. Like I think it's almost impossible, right? You could
Yeah.
not do that way.
It's nuts. But
Depends on
it's a
how
great
open-minded
business.
they are.
That's true. Very open-minded. Speaking of open-minded, Alex, how was your weekend, buddy?
Oh gosh, that was a great segue, Charles.
That was. Got a transition.
Okay, so I played a lot of I started playing League of Legends again, and I'm kind of upset about it because I didn't want to start playing League of Legends again, and I lost the last like 7 ranked games in a row. So
I know this
that was
feeling.
pretty
I
terrible.
know this feeling.
You know how
This
it
is
feels
why.
like.
This is why I stopped playing the actual game. I used to be playing League of Legends for like 4 years, and I fell into like, I don't know, like a death trap where even if you're trying really, really hard, it just doesn't work. And every time all your team, I'm not saying my teammates were bad. I mean, it's a team game, but
Yeah.
they weren't helping out. So yeah, I guess they were bad.
Yeah. But highlight is the last night I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy a key for the new like Hextech crafting loot system.
Mm.
And I bought a key. And
And
I
you
got
got shit.
Hextech Annie.
Oh, this is insane. This
Yeah.
is insane.
There are
You're
people
really,
who have
really
spent,
lucky.
like thousands, hundreds of dollars trying to unlock this skin.
The freaking
and I
rare
was just
drop,
like,
you get it. All right.
yeah, I'm gonna do it. And I got Hextech Annie, so I got like super hyped for that, and it's an awesome skin. So
This is
it
gonna
was
be-
crazy.
That's awesome. Charlie?
What about you? Well, my weekend was basically family related, so you know you can't go really wrong with that. It's been a lot of work for SetToDestroyX lately, and just doing stuff for some clients and sponsors. So it was nice to have like a weekend that I could like hang out with the kid, hang out with my spouse, you know, so hang out with both the girls, and then just do whatever I want. So like Sunday was just like I slept in, which was fantastic. You know, it's funny like when you're a kid, how you always want the thing that you can't have, right? So like when you're a kid, like you want to stay up late, you want to like you don't want to have naps, you don't want to go to bed. But when you're older, like you want to have those naps, you want to like chill, you want to sleep in, you want to go to bed early. It's weird, like it's you always want the thing that you can't have. And so yeah, like this weekend was like basically everything that I hadn't had in a while, and I like just decompressed and had some good times, and got to spend time with the family. So definitely nothing wrong with that. What about you, Leju?
Me just practicing my skills for the LAN ETS that's coming out. That's, well, the actual tournaments. The biggest LAN in Canada is happening next weekend, so me and my team practicing CSGO. And in the rest of my time, I've been playing Dark Souls 2, only because that Dark Souls 3 is coming out tonight at midnight. But apparently, some people managed to play right now. So if you guys bought the game and you have Steam, you can try it out, and it's supposed to work. So
Really?
yeah. So I've been trying. Did not work for me, but you know,
One
me,
of
right?
the biggest things that I always try to figure out though is because I grew up a console gamer, and it's hard for me to know really which system the game would be best on. Would it be best on PC? Would it be best on Xbox?
People on PC don't play with the controller.
No, and I get that, but I'm talking for like someone that's not just like one way or the other, right? So someone that's either new to the marketplace, you know, didn't really grow up on one item more than the other. Like it's hard for me to make that decision because, like, frankly, like I have an Xbox One, I have a PS4, I have a professional computer, and I have no idea which one I would actually go and buy for. And that's always been something that's like plagued me as a gamer. Like, where should I put my money, right?
I think you just have to make up your mind. Like me, I don't know. Like the only reason why I have an Xbox One is because back in time we used to be doing tournaments like with the ESA, Esports Arena.
That's
and,
right.
And then I was doing the production for the. But honestly, I've played my Xbox One maybe 15 times since I bought it, and I bought it like 5 months after it came out. So. I think it's only depends of the games. Like, of course, I'm a big baseball player. It would be like really good. Like the best baseball games are on PS4. They're not even on Xbox. So I'm
Right.
screwed on that one.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. It's just that maybe it's graphic wise that I hate console towards PC, because when you do like really a big comparison of PC and consoles towards graphic, there's a huge difference. And also and of course, like console wise and PC wise, also like the FPS, so the number of frames that you can do per second. Like me, my screen is 144, and my graphic cards allows me to reach that point where the game is way more fluid, and I just get, I think, a better experience in that way.
Now, Moxie, you have like console, and you also have a professional computer. You stream quite often, almost every single day, if not. And you stream console, and you also stream PC games. So if there's like new games that come out, like where are you putting your money?
I put my money into PC versions because when you're streaming, you're much more likely to have problems with like video delay and sound delay, that kind of thing, if you're doing it through a capture card, through a console.
Yep.
In my experience, it's been persistent, like a persistent difference in where I have problems. And so I prefer, because I don't like using keyboard and mouse like I used to when I was a kid playing, but because I've always had both. But so I just use a controller, but for the PC, and then I might as well. And I have fewer problems by far, so I like it.
Alex, what about you, buddy?
It really just kind of depends on. I don't play a lot of video games. I'm not a very diverse gamer, I guess, especially recently. But like on PC, I have, like, we talked about my Steam library last week and just how like empty it was compared to everyone else's. Like I have two games that I have the most time in on PC is League of Legends and probably Civilization 5.
Okay.
But then on like my console, like I used to play Call of Duty a lot, so I played that when it was on Xbox One and did like UMG matches and stuff. But I've been just, the only thing I use my console for now is to play 2K, and that's just me sitting here by myself playing my career or something.
Alex always playing by himself. It's the thing story.
No surprises there.
But in the chat, they're saying the real thing. Like the real struggles is like you have friends that are actually like really PS4, and some are Xbox One, and then
That's a great point.
Much other people are PC wise. Like me, I'm really PC. Like even if people add me on Xbox One, I will just never play with them because I don't care about it. But I do have it. But like there's a lot of my friends that are really, really split into both consoles. So every time that I get to a point, I'm like, okay, yeah, I might buy another one. Well, I'm just screwed because I don't know which one to buy. So this is really hard, but that's a really, really good point.
Yeah, that is something that like that. Yeah, that's a real. Whoever brought that up in the chat's genius, because that has always been an issue. Like when SetToDestroyX first started, like we were Xbox 360, right? We didn't have anybody on PlayStation. We didn't have anybody on PC, and it was always easy to get a game together, play whatever game we wanted, collaborate, figure out what we're doing. And now it's just a nightmare. Now it's like we have so many people on PC, people on PS, people on Xbox One. Then there's like people that play retro games. There's no way to like quarterback a system and say, all right, we're all getting on Grand Theft Auto today. And they're like, what system? Well, we have it all at all. And it's like, I want to stay on PS. It's a pain in the ass, right? If only everything was like truly cross-platform, where like all your points and everything was like there would never be such a world, but that'd be awesome if somehow,
but like
There's one game
if
that
everything
they're
was.
starting to do cross-platform.
and they lost a lot of money, probably.
Really?
Like,
Oh, yeah, you lose tons of money doing it.
well, like I'll just compare it. Where on Xbox One at Christmas, I bought like the Black Ops Deluxe like edition, and everything cost me like $100, and I played like 6 hours on the console. And then I was like, yeah, but all my friends are playing on PC. What do I do? So I bought it on PC too, and then I have like 400 hours on it. So it's like I lost a lot of money just because I don't know. Like this is hard, but yeah, of course, like cross-platform would be amazing. Some games,
Rocket League is trying to like be able to play multiplayer cross-platform on like PlayStation and I think and PC, and I think they also wanted to go to Xbox.
But is Rocket League where it's like a CS:GO? Like, and I've never played Rocket League. I know enough about it, but is Rocket League like enough like CS:GO where like you can go out and buy skins and go out and buy tons of stuff that like you're putting money into? Like, if it's not that system, then I can see it being more successful being cross-platform. You know what I mean?
Not
yeah.
really.
Did anyone here play
People
Rocket
don't
League?
really. I played it a few times.
Yeah, I played it myself. Usually the way that skins were working is that at the end of the game you would get one. Like depending,
Right.
like you were unlocking some stuff at the end of the game, so that's
Yep.
pretty much how you would get your skins. But I mean, I think like where they're gonna make money is with all the DLCs and everything. It's like let's just compare it like with Dark Souls. Like I said, that's coming out tonight. They're making you buy in Call of Duty. It's the same thing. They're making you buy the season pass, like so you get all the future DLCs. But like at the end, there's like 2 coming out, but they're like $20 each. And then if you have like another console, well, you have to buy everything again, and then
Right.
so I'm pretty sure it's only a question of money, to be honest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's that.
So you know, you guys have mentioned Dark Souls a couple times, and I have to admit, I watched. So Lejuk was kind of messing around the other day on a game, and he's playing Dark Souls 2, and I was like, what game is this? Because like I've never played Dark Souls at all. Have you guys played Dark Souls at all?
No, I really well, maybe like 10 minutes of the first one, but
Right.
I'm excited for.
If you want to rage and don't have fun, play it.
So he's playing like Dark Souls 2, and I'm like, this looks a little bit like Oblivion, and I don't know if anybody's played Oblivion, but I loved Oblivion. Oblivion was fantastic. And so he's playing Dark Souls 2, and I'm like, what game is this? And he's starting to tell me a little bit about it, and you know, it's like an RPG, and you can like customize your character and the weapons and upgrade, and I love doing that. And then he's like, well, Dark Souls 3 is coming out next week, and I was like, wow, the timing was fantastic, right? I still know nothing really about the game, other than the fact that it looks pretty badass. So, you know, Lejuk, do you know, like, it's coming out tonight. So is the midnight release tonight?
Yeah, it's there was an early release for Japan, so only Japanese version was out. People that had consoles could create a PayPal in Japan and buy the game early and play the Japanese version.
Oh, wow.
Where because of that, there's
So it'll be
a
like
lot of
subtitles
leaks.
galore.
Well, it's just like all the streamers and YouTubers that are actually doing. They used to be doing Dark Souls videos. Well, they just bought it very early, and now they've leaked everything about the game
Right,
already.
of course.
I haven't even able to be opening the game, and like all the bosses are out, and there's already speed runs already done, and the game can be completed in 90 minutes.
That's crazy.
So
That's crazy.
What's the fun in that?
well,
Like, I wouldn't want to be like stressing out. Oh, this new game. I just want to enjoy it.
Yeah.
It depends. I think what you focus on. I think like for some people it's a really like it's a success to pass the game as quick as possible. Like they take
I
it
get- I
like they
understand
really
that
want to
part.
do it. It's like if you check like super games done quick or like awesome games done quick that are like events and shit for charity. Well, it's good. Like it's an accomplishment to do it, but I think that putting this very very early, I think this is really bad. There's a lot of people that have been saying on social medias that they wouldn't buy the game anymore because like everything is leaked already and all the bosses are passed, and then you just click the video, you see all the bosses, and people already found like the best way to beat the bosses, and then so this is like me tonight at midnight. What I will do is I'm gonna play with my friends and take a lot of time to pass it. So if I'm comparing it to Dark Souls 2, well, I've played already like over 400 hours on it, but I've passed only the game 2 times because I enjoy everything and I take my time. But
Right.
I just think it's different. But at the same time, if I tell you that you have a chance that a lot of news and a lot of websites will be talking about you because you do speedrun the game, and people's gonna be like, oh my god, this guy is so good, he's passing the game so quick. Well, if you get some advertisement because of that, well, I mean, why not? Because,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah,
it,
no,
take-
and
it
that's
takes
the thing, like-
amazing precision.
Yeah, like that's like I remember when everybody was always talking about like Super Mario,
Yeah.
and like always trying to do like speedruns. Like that's cool because they always had like those like warp tubes and stuff like that, and always trying to do like speedruns. And I had no idea about that stuff until I was older. But yeah, no, I think it's cool to do speedruns. I would never do it. You know, that's I like hoarding like a whole bunch of stuff, creating like new characters, like always trying to like do the wrong thing and then trying to make it up. Like if it's like an RPG, like I'll murder someone in their sleep and then I'll be like, no, that wasn't me. And I'll try to befriend everybody else in the town. But then I always had fun like growing the character, like leveling them up. Like I get a lot of fun from doing that, like leveling up the character, doing all the side quests, and then like making like a kick-ass gun like I would never die at. So I don't know. So
I think this is
Alex,
really the difference. I think just to finish on that, I think
yeah.
Well, what I hate about it's not that I hate the fact of speedrunning. It's only the fact that I hate that a lot of people cannot touch the game and play it yet, and leaks are already out and speedrunning is already done. Like, let's compare it when you were talking about Mario. Well,
Yeah.
the game has been out for so long that it doesn't matter if you do competitions of like speedrunning. This
Of course,
is fine.
yeah.
Like for me, doesn't
If anything,
matter.
that's expected now.
Exactly. So the
Yeah.
same thing with Legend of Zelda and stuff like that. Like, I watch a lot of speed running. This is cool, but at the end, when I want to pass the game for the first time, I won't be like, all right, I know how to beat this boss. Just get between his legs and just wait for it, and then it's gonna work. And I'm like, this is dumb. This
See,
is
I've
retarded.
been avoiding all the like videos and stuff. I haven't looked at anything because I don't wanna have spoilers. I want to enjoy the game on my own and discover it on my own.
A lot of
So-
my friends been sharing me streams, and I'm like, no, I don't want to watch it. And he's like, no, look at it. That's
Yeah.
freaking cool. I bet it's cool, but I don't want to see it. I mean, come on.
I'm concerned though that it can be like, I remember the first time that I actually ever remembered that someone like had ever shared with me like how quick like the game can be done, and that was the first Metal Gear Solid that ever came out, and that was on PlayStation, I believe, or PS2 or whatever it was at that time. But someone was like, yeah, this, like, I remember like IGN or something of that nature was just like, yeah, this game can be beaten in like an hour and 20 minutes. Like, it's an hour and 20 minutes. I'm like, well, why would I really go out and buy the game? And I'm like, no, that was a fun ass game. Like, the first Metal Gear Solid was probably the best Metal Gear Solid. And yeah, I always hated like learning how quickly like a game could be done. Like when Fallout 4 was just about to come out, everybody was like, this game takes 6 months to fucking beat. And I'm like, yes, that's what I want. I want to invest a whole bunch of time. And sure enough, like I had it done in like a month or something, but then all the side quests are all done and shit too. But yeah, it's I always hated like knowing like how long it took for like the main quest to be done. Alex, do you play any games like that, like where you found out like your game or a game that you wanted to play was like really quick, or Moxie or anybody else?
I don't play that many video games.
Alex.
Well, there have definitely been some games where I've purchased them because I heard that they were really long, like
Yeah.
a huge amount of content.
Right.
That's why I
what
love
look for.
open world games, because
Yeah.
there's a huge amount of content.
Yeah.
I love it.
But
I
at
like
the
getting
end,
my money's worth.
there's gonna be always glitches where you can just skip through a wall and you're at the
Yeah.
end of the boss and you're like, oh my god, this is retarded. But yeah, I think, and me, I buy it to play with my friends. So am I gonna be like, hey friends, just pass here with me, and the game's gonna be over? So like we spent $100 in this like the special edition, and then at the end we only play it like 50 hours. No, this is not worth it. So I'll take really my time tonight, and I actually took a power nap to make sure that I'll be able to play a lot tonight, like more than 2, 3, 4 hours. And yeah, so I'll just enjoy like playing it. Like I don't get why you would play a game just to pass it really quick. I don't get it.
Will there be like a midnight release? Like, do you think like there's always like a midnight release for like Halo, Call of Duty? There's not like a midnight release for like MLB 2016 the show. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, is there going to be a midnight release for Dark Souls 3?
Yeah, it was supposed to be, but like I was saying, my friend is playing right now on Steam. So
It's just like, I don't know if I can go down to like EB Games tonight. Like, literally.
Oh yeah.
4 blocks down the road,
It's
and
all
there'll
yeah.
be-
Okay,
People
well,
love Dark Souls.
That's because it's surprising to me.
if you look at the popularity of like Dark Souls 2 these days, like if you check all the streams and all the videos, like the numbers have been flying like across the sky like these past 2-3 weeks. Usually you would see Dark Souls 1 and 2 like at the bottom of the Twitch page, but now they're just like always at the top, like top 4-5 games always watched, and this is like really, really messed up. So when you say that average like viewers per day on Twitch for Dark Souls, like today or in the past weeks, it's like it's over 2,000K like viewers only for that game. So if you remove everybody from League of Legends and Counter-Strike, like because right now there's so many events and tournaments, well,
Right.
there's like Dark Souls is really, really having a huge impact right now.
So all right, so I'll phrase this question phrase this question in another manner. So when Halo was being released and Call of Duty and so on and so forth, Moxie, Alex, Lejuk, did you guys see commercials on TV for it? You didn't see Call of Duty commercials
I don't
before it
have
was
cable
released?
or anything.
All the time.
Oh my god, crazy!
I just
all
watch
the time.
everything. Like I just illegally stream everything I watch.
Right.
I think I saw some, but after the game came out, not like before. Like not really at all. Maybe because of this province that I'm in, but
Yeah, because
I remember the when Black Ops 2, all those commercials they would play Back in Black.
Yeah, that's right.
So they would just play that song all
They would just
over
play-
the
yeah, 'cause
commercials,
it
and
was-
that's what
yeah, it
you
was
would hear that and be
synonymous.
like, "Oh, it's a Black Ops 2 commercial." I remember that.
It's just like I haven't seen one commercial for Dark Souls 3, and that's what leads me to believe like outside. And I know that's kind of the thing that's esports and gaming is trying to break right now, is how to bring that world even into the TV world right now, and that's what leads me to believe like, is there really going to be like, if I go to any EB Games or any Microplay or any whatever gaming store here in Ontario or across Canada or even in the US, like, is there a midnight release?
I think it depends of the game, simply because like doing an advertisement on this game would be like showing somebody playing the game and like breaking everything in his house while playing it. I mean, I think it's only the type of the game where the game is actually supposed to make you rage. Like, this is the purpose of the game, is that even if you're really high level, all the enemies are scaling up way more than you, and the game is based on dodging and not like tanking. You cannot tank this game. Like, you just can't. You will take the best armor in the game and you will lose anyway. So this game is just about more skills than having fun. I'm really serious on that one. Like, and if I go on my EB game, like across the street, I'm pretty sure like if I would go there like tomorrow, there will be like a pile like in front, and like they will be like trying to sell it. I'm pretty sure about that.
You have like an EB Games right across the street from you?
Yes, sir.
Wow. So like, how do you see the sunlight at all, or other than walking over to EB Games?
Yo,
It's
EB,
crazy, like, the stores
EB
right there.
games are like in Quebec are really really small. They're not like a huge store. Nah, really not. Because there's a company that's a bit bigger than them here in Quebec. So
What's the one in Quebec?
it's Microplay. It's Videotron.
Microplay is
So
here in
it's
Ontario.
so for here it's bigger. So EB Games only has like, I don't know, if you go like to a shop, there's gonna be like a small store of EB Games, but like there's no big stores of EB Games. Like
Right,
Microplay is taking a really huge part of it. So not really anybody's buying the game. And let's be honest, most of the games are being bought online anyway
Yeah.
True.
nowadays.
I've been to one midnight release before, and it was for Destiny.
Destiny.
What was
yeah.
that? That was a year and a half ago, right?
Uh,
That
yeah,
was
a
like,
year and a half ago.
That was like September, October of like 2014.
Yeah, October 2004.
Man, that
2014.
game died in like two months, man.
I really
did die
loved
pretty
that
fast.
game though. Like
I remember-
I
It's
Sorry,
fun.
I love that game so much.
I remember all the COD players are like, "This is gonna be like the next game," and I'm like, "No, it's not." Like, you guys always say this.
It lasted
And
for a
it's
couple
like-
times in small tournaments, but
Yeah, it was
nothing.
ridiculous.
But at the
I don't
end,
think
like
I didn't
Halo.
even know that they had like tournaments for it at
Yeah.
all. Like
Yeah,
I thought it
there's
was
been-
just. I enjoyed watching like. I remember the stream I would always watch on MLG was Parasite. I would watch him play it all the time.
Yeah, there was really small tournaments of like 3v3 and captured flag and what,
Yeah.
but nothing like really huge. And I think it's only like, how can you pierce towards like tournaments and everything when you're almost exactly the same game as another one? Let's compare it honestly to like Halo or something like that. It's almost the same thing. So how can you like kick Halo out with another game that's almost the same thing? Like, honestly, if you compare it, it's like you need 15 bullets in the head of the freaking guy on the other screen to kill him, which is almost the same thing as Halo if we're not playing hardcore mode. And then after capture the flag, this is capture the flag, team did. So it's almost like the same thing. So like, how can you beat Call of Duty? How can you beat Halo? Like, it's gonna catch up at the beginning because like the graphics are, I don't know, they're freaking cool and you can fly around and this is nice, but at the end it's gonna be like always the same game. So and by the way, Tyram, you can do my challenge. You can try it full tank mode, But believe me, even if you go full tank mode, you're gonna be fat rolling as hell.
Fat rolling?
Yeah, it's called fat rolling. So in Dark Souls, what I have been explaining is that in Dark
I think
Souls, whenever
Charles started on that a little early.
No.
when
Ooh, Alex gets a point. Alex gets a point.
Alex definitely gets a point.
So
Alex
when
gets a
you're
point tonight.
above 70% of equipment load, so every piece of armor and weapon has like a weight to it. So if you're bypassing a limit of weight on your character, you fat roll. So when you're rolling on the ground, you actually like blasting on the ground, and then you have issues standing up. Yeah, so whenever you're doing like PvP and stuff like that, it's really, really hard, and it costs way more stamina and stuff like that. So you just die. Yeah, you're way more tankier, but like you cannot escape from anything. Like you're just fat rolling. This is how we call it. So
Nice.
there's like 3 levels. There's like below 40, you're really, really fast. Above 40, you're just normal, and above 70, you're just like a big fat guy running around, and we're laughing at you.
Interesting.
Yeah.
See, because I'm always really tanky, because for some reason, I just suck at dodging. Like, I just want to hit things, or, like a cave person, a caveman.
I've been cave for a while.
Cave person, cave lady. And so in games, I just, like, I play a lot of melee weapons, and I just hit things. And so, I'm gonna suck. I'm gonna suck so bad at Dark Souls 3, but I cannot wait.
Yeah,
All
but
that.
it's gonna be entertaining. That's the
it'll
point
be
of
fun.
being on Twitch. There's a lot of people that are professional, but there's entertainers, and I think you're one of them. And seeing somebody rage, this is way funnier than anything else, to be honest. Let's be
Considering
honest about
how
it.
infrequently I rage, because I just am not an angry person, this
Uh,
game,
she-
I'm
yeah,
serious
she
doing it.
died like 20 times, and she keeps laughing around.
My viewers are gonna see a
She's
whole
just
new
hitting
side
people
of
with like
me.
blunt fucking objects all the time. She's like going around, running around in people's faces.
Well, in Dark Souls 2, you can fight with a spoon. So I would guess like I would
There you
just
go.
take that spoon
And then
run.
you can eat some ass. That's crazy.
Oh, I'm excited now.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love how
Good
Charles
time.
is the one that was like, let's make this professional, and then he's like, oh, and then you can eat some ass.
Everybody always talks about spoons and ass. That's just like
The
a common thing.
classic, right?
Classic.
All right, let's just go like to a commercial, because this is going way too far, and I don't think that Logitech would love it. So I don't know.
Rated T for teen. Can I introduce you to my fists?
You're pretty good at getting beat down.
Perfect knockout.
Oh, this is nuts.
There we go.
Alex,
So-
no.
Alex caught sleeping
I-
again.
And my mic
I've
was
been
muted.
Quantum
Okay,
Break.
cool.
And it's been actually really fun. I really like it. It's I didn't know if I was gonna buy it, and I made a decision at like 2 in the morning after it came out at midnight.
And she was
And
drunk.
yeah,
And what game is this?
Quantum Break. It's
Quantum Break. Okay.
It's exclusive to Xbox. But although if you purchased it in advance, when you buy it on Xbox, you also get a PC copy, which is interesting. But it's a game about time travel, and it has
Okay.
all these. It's kind of unusual because it has all these actors that we recognize who play the parts.
Like
And the
who?
game, yeah, like Sean. Oh, what's his name?
Don Johnson.
No, he played Iceman in X-Men. Iceman.
John Ashmore.
Yes, him. He's the main character. There's Merry, as in The Hobbit. Who's that actor who played Merry in the Hobbit?
I've never. I don't think I've seen that.
You
movie
know, Lord
fully.
of the Rings.
Yeah,
Lord of the
I've
Rings,
seen
Merry,
parts of that
Pippin.
movie, but not like the full thing.
What?
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm sorry. It's
I'm
just
judging
true.
you right now. But and there's a guy from like the Fringe. There's a bunch of people, and they basically the game is split up into different acts, and in between each act there's a half an hour long live action like cutscene, but it's like an episode of a TV show because it's a half an hour long. Like you're really just sitting there, and that's why they got all these actors. And so it's basically
That's crazy.
you choose your own adventure. Like before the cutscenes, like once you get to that point, the characters have to make like a big choice, and then that determines what happens in the cutscene and which way the story goes. So you're changing the story.
It
there's lots of
sounds like the
different ways.
writers and like the content producers for this game were like, you know, I have no idea. Let's just fucking throw in 30 minutes of video and see how she does.
Let's make them. All right, guys. We don't have the budget for a movie.
Yeah.
We don't have the budget for a full video game. Let's just combine the two.
Let's make a terrible game and throw in some
But
terrible unknown D-list actors.
Yeah, really.
They're very recognizable actors, but they're doing
I
a
don't
really
know
good job
one of
with it.
those
It's
actors.
fun. I like it because it gives it like some replayability, like because a game like this wouldn't usually have that much. But at least like this way, like things change. You know, some people die, some people don't. Like it changes what happens. And
See, would you go out and like purposely make like the worst decision? Like, yes, we should all jump off this cliff and see what happens.
you could, you know.
That's what I would do.
I tried, and then
Roll credits.
I did horrible things to one of the characters because I wanted these other two to date, but then everything was bad and I had guilt, so I had to like reload. But and it like involves time breaking, and you have superpowers. Like it's like a regular shooter, but you have kind of superpowers like pausing time, like speeding up really fast. Like it's been fun to play around with. It's been a good time.
So you said it's Xbox exclusive. Why would they like it's a brand new title? Like is it just like Microsoft threw money at them thinking that it's a good game?
I have no
Or,
idea, but I don't know, and I don't know that many people who have it. I don't know that many people who bought it.
So if you were like a game reviewer, you know, for IGN or whoever, like, and you had like Moxie's 10 stars, like how many like stars would you give this game? Like, would you recommend it to like Alex that doesn't even really play games apparently, and say, Alex, we know you don't play games for like the last 4 years, but this is the game you should be playing. Like, what would you give it out of 10 stars?
I'll give it a 7
Aw.
A 7?
because I'm having a lot of, or an 8 maybe. I've been having a lot of fun. It's not going to be Mass Effect or Fallout. Like it's not, you know, one of those games, but
Right.
as like a story-driven kind of shooter game,
Yep.
it's fun. Like I'm liking the enemies. I'm liking, you know, Littlefinger, the actor who plays Littlefinger in Game of Thrones is the villain.
Oh,
So-
little. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I know you're talking about. I
Yeah.
can't remember his name though. But yeah, he's a good actor.
Yeah, so he's the main villain. So it's I'd recommend it because it's something new, you know.
Yep.
The whole like I feel it's weird streaming it though because you're sitting there and you're streaming this and then you've got a half an hour to watch TV with your viewers like, and I talk a lot during stream. I'm really interactive, so it's like I feel like I'm
Mary, you
talking
talk a
while I'm
lot?
watching TV. Yeah, I talk a
She
lot.
does, yeah.
Oh, she just put like her hands on her hips, dude. That was like classic mom.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, you're in trouble. You're
What?
grounded, Alex.
He
You're
earned
grounded.
that sass. Okay, I can't help it. He earned it.
So okay, so it's a new. So okay, would you buy Quantum Break like the sequel or the prequel? Like, would you buy like the second installment?
Yeah.
Is it
I
good
think
enough for you to buy the
if
next
they
one?
do one, I'll buy it.
So they have like their hooks right into you then. If you're
They
buying the
do,
next one,
because-
then yeah, they've got it crossed to you.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm playing it on regular, and I'm horrible, right? I've really fucked up the horrible hands from arthritis and everything, but I'm playing it on regular and it's working because of the like superpowers and it not being just a shooter,
Right.
like having different options.
Yeah.
I've been having a lot of fun and I've actually been like capable of doing it without having to go to easy. So
I
they have
can
their
ima-
hooks in me.
Yeah, I can imagine like your stream, like that would work out extremely well because like you are interactive. So like when they're doing those like 30-minute movies or whatever during the game, you can be like, hey, let's watch a movie together.
Yeah,
It's-
I'm just talking, interrupting whatever's going on.
Of course.
What she's actually doing is she's over there on the side using that 30 minutes to like do her like side business dominatrix stuff.
There you go.
Answering emails.
We gotta be
with my
quick. This is only
slave.
28 minutes long, guys. Come on. Let's get this. Let's go through. So Quantum Break. And how much was the game? Do you remember how much the game was?
It was just $60.
Oh, okay, so not as
Yeah.
much as like, because like some games now are like $79, right?
Yeah, no, it wasn't a fortune or anything.
All right. So they know their game is terrible, so they lower the price. Is
It's not
what you said.
terrible.
Aw,
It's
they're,
fun. It's
they're
good.
giving it a chance. This is
I know.
Yeah, you
different.
gotta give it a chance. It's
They
something,
gotta let it
something
somehow
new.
get into
I
the
like,
market.
you know, it's like those books that we used to play as kids, where it's like if you want this to happen, go to this page. You know, like choose your own adventure books. I like that.
That was cool, but like whenever you like made like the wrong decision, you'd be like, I didn't flip there, and then you flip back
Yeah.
really quick. I didn't mean to go to that dungeon with the fucking dragon and shit. Yeah, that's not what I meant. No, I think choose your own adventure is really cool, but like how many choices do you really get? Like, is there only like 2, 3, 4?
Well, there's
Like-
6 cutscenes, and there's one before each cutscene, so like 6.
Okay, so like how many times could you play the game over and have like a completely different ending? That's
Oh,
'cause
I'm
I
not a
think that's
mathematician.
right.
Quite a
Is-
few. I don't think it would be worth doing that. I think it would be worth maybe playing it twice.
Watch
Or
the
maybe
ending actually be the same
maximum
every
3
time. They
times.
just
Yeah, I think this is the same ending.
it doesn't matter what you do in the middle. It's just the same ending every time.
That's right.
Yeah. So I mean, it's got a little bit of replayability, more than a regular game would, but it's not like, you know.
Not as much as like Fallout.
Yeah, not as much as Fallout.
See, I remember Fallout, like I think it was Fallout 3, where there wasn't like a traditional ending to it. And then after like one of the patches, then they had an ending. I remember like the first version of the game. I remember this, that there wasn't really like a traditional ending to it. I remember like you killed some guys near a wall, and then like the guy, like he was like walking on a path or something like that. But there wasn't like a traditional ending, and I always thought that was kind of weird that Fallout didn't have like an ending, and then they patched it and then put in an ending, and then you could play after it. It was really weird.
Yeah.
But it was
I'm
such a
glad
great,
they fixed it.
yeah, it was such a great game. Now you had mentioned earlier that there was like a new DLC for Fallout 4.
Yes, yes, it's coming out. Let's see, the 12th, I believe. Let me check.
And is that no? That's not Automatron, because that just came out.
No,
2 weeks ago.
Automatron came out 2 weeks ago, but Wasteland Workshop is the next one,
Comes
and
out
it
tomorrow.
basically, tomorrow.
Oh my god.
And it's basically, it gives you, it's especially
We're
for
losing
people
Mary
who
for
like
another
this.
week.
I know, right? For the settlement kind of aspect, because it lets you create like cages, and like you can catch raiders and like
I'm sure some of your
monsters.
clients would be really into that.
Shut
That's
up.
right.
And they probably would. Don't give me ideas. And
Give her
so you
more
can
ideas.
basically like pit them against each other. You can tame them. You can do that kind of thing. You can like, there's new design options for the settlements. There's you can even do taxidermy.
Wow.
So I'm excited for that because I have this weird thing about taxidermy. I just
So you
really
could kill, like,
That
one of
sounds
those,
like a really
so-
exciting thing. Taxidermy, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you could kill one of those like Yogi bears or something, or Yogi bears or something.
Yogi-
That was a good
What?
cartoon.
Yeah. I was
could,
just like,
you
yeah,
could.
that's another fucking bear.
Well, it's
It's
great
like, I
because
never
you
know
can
how to,
create
like,
like
pronounce
a,
it. Nick
basket.
a gladiator like scenario. You know, you have them. You can pit them against each other. You can do a lot of cool
That's
stuff.
right.
It'll be mostly for people who like settlement building. I haven't
Yeah.
done much settlement building because I don't want my viewers to get bored, and I'm
I w-
obsessive.
There's always the guy, the leader of the Minutemen, that's like, you have another settlement that you must save, and like those settlements never end. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Because there's, I think, 47 or 50 settlements that you have to like establish or something. I think
don't
I
have to,
stopped
but
at
you
like
can.
21, and then I just like, I'm never talking to that guy again. Right? Because like every time you talk to him, he's like, oh my god, there's a new settlement that needs to be saved, and it's like every time you talk to him, like the point of like Fallout 4 is, or a lot of people that play Fallout 4 is like they have OCD, and like they want to like get rid of like the little like check marks by like the side quests, like because like if you don't, then it shows like you have like one thing that's not complete, right? So like one of your side quests, and like for people like myself, I have to get rid of all those things so that I know like the quests are all done, right? And like every time you go to talk to the leader of the Minutemen, he gives you another side quest to go save another settlement. But then when you go tell him that the settlement has been saved, he gives you just another one, and he gives you another one, and another one, and it's a pain in the ass. So it's just like, fuck it, I'm gonna end this one, and then I'm never gonna talk. I haven't talked to this guy in like 2 months.
You just
I don't even know
abandoned
who he is.
Western
He's just gone. I don't want to talk to him. It's brutal. But yeah, Fallout 4 is a great game. I can't. I look forward to the new DLC. So does it come over? Like, is it available in like 3 hours?
It should be, yeah.
Wow.
Is there a midnight release?
That's enough out of you. That's enough out of you. That's pretty funny though. You know what? Point for Lejuke. Lejuke gets a point.
Hey, this is my first point. All right, this is my first point.
I believe.
I'm gonna celebrate. This is my first point. 1 second.
Alex, have you ever played Fallout 4? I know you don't play games, Alex, but
I've watched Mary play plenty of Fallout 4.
Yeah.
so you're like
I'm pretty much a master at it, right? That's how that works, right?
Yeah.
So you're living vicariously through her games.
Yeah.
Nice. Well played. If you're gonna vicariously live someone's life, that's not a bad life to choose,
It's true.
No.
right? It's
I
not,
mean,
like, you wouldn't choose like Lejukes. You would choose Moxie, right? Like that makes sense,
The obvious choice.
right?
What is
Like,
wrong
legit-
with my life? It's not,
You wouldn't understand half of your life. You speak French half the time. At least
Exactly.
No, this is not true. Actually, I speak more English than I speak French.
Really?
Really?
Well, my life is actually I wake up at 6 p.m. and yes, I speak with my friends until 11, but after that, my brain has to switch to English because of my job. All my meetings that I have to listen to are English. All my mails I gotta read are English, and all the phone calls that I gotta make are English. So whenever it's like 11 p.m., I have to switch completely to English. And when I go to bed at 9 a.m., I dream in English. So yeah,
I remember
Yeah.
we've talked.
I would
about,
take French as an asset. Like, it makes me almost perfect.
almost.
Yeah, that's what.
So close
you
yet
know,
so far.
Yeah.
My life used to be like that when I lived in Germany. Like, we would speak. My family taught me English, like at home. Like I had like little like school where my mom would teach me English, and so we spoke English at home, and then German everywhere else. And I used to dream in German too.
I dreamt
yeah,
in
Alex-
Spanish once.
Once. What was
Once.
it about? What was this?
I
about?
don't remember. I don't speak Spanish. No, I don't remember what the dream was about. I just remember waking up and being like, wait, that was in Spanish the whole time. It was weird. Because I only know, like, very basic Spanish. So I remember, like, struggling in my dream trying to, like, get by speaking only Spanish and thinking in Spanish.
That is
So it was just
funny.
very frustrating.
Alex, tell us what's your topic, buddy?
Alright, so I have a quick story. So last week was Spirit Week at my school, because for like spring sports are starting up and like varsity girls soccer and stuff. And so Friday
Did you say varsity girls? Girls?
Yeah,
Varsity girls soccer. What?
varsity girls soccer.
Okay. So
Alright, I'm actually the assistant coach this year for that team. So
You
That's
play
fun.
soccer?
coach.
yeah, I mean I'm just kind of there. I'm
Looks like you have
good
a-
friends with my athletic director, the athletic director at my school. So he was just like, "Hey, Alex, you're gonna do this with me," and I was like, "Do I have a choice?" And he was like, "No,
Well, it'll look good for getting into college.
probably not." But
Alex is
It'll
probably like
help.
Alex is probably like lay down. You have a high thigh sprain. Let me help you. Okay, I gotta give myself a point for that one. that one's too good.
so Friday, the point of my story is that Friday was like it was like Jersey Day. So I wore this because I don't have an STDx jersey, but I do have this shirt. I wore this and I got so many looks, like, because this is like the first time I've like just openly wearing an STDx thing to school,
Right.
and I
gotta
got
be
so
proud
many
of it,
looks
though,
and
buddy.
people like asking me STD. I was like, yeah, it's awareness month, and you know.
That's good. That's
And
So
then there's-
how many STDs jokes that you got?
Oh, so many. Way too many.
You know
It
he
was so
practiced
annoying.
those in a mirror before he went to school that day, right? He was like, "Listen, I know I'm gonna get shit for this, but I'm ready. I'm ready. Like, I'm ready for this. My name is Alex, and I'm ready."
No, but there were a couple people who actually know what it is and have like watched the podcast before and stuff, and they were like, "Oh, you're representing today."
Hopefully they're watching right now.
yeah.
Oh, probably not.
So everybody that made jokes about it, go to hell.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
So yeah, go back to your story.
all right. Well, I mean, that was kind of my story. We won our first soccer game, so we had like 2 of our players are injured
See, that's
like,
playing. That's playing
on
right
the
into
first
your hand,
game.
Alex.
Wait, what'd you say?
Let me rub that out.
Oh gosh, no. One of them is
That's
the
what
athletic
he would say,
director's
legit,
daughter,
not
so
me.
no.
No, I wouldn't say that.
He's the trainer and the coach. He's gotta be there for the team. It's the varsity soccer girls team. He's gotta be there for them.
Actually, I'm coaching a baseball team this
It's
summer.
different.
and
You're not in high school. He is.
Well,
It's
they're
weird
all.
for you.
They're
acceptable
all
for
girls and they're all 16. So this is kind
Yeah,
of weird.
it's acceptable for him. We're past that age, buddy.
Oh, yeah,
we're past
right.
that age.
Yeah,
True.
but we won our first soccer game, and we got pretty hyped on the bus ride back. So that
I
was
thought you were
fun.
gonna say we got pretty drunk.
You're
thought
gonna.
They're not even allowed to drink.
I know. That's why I was like,
You're gonna-
why are you gonna be saying that?
You're gonna be
crazy.
such good friends with all the girls at your school.
There's like 3.
That's because he's hot and he knows it.
Yeah.
exactly, exactly. That's it.
Well, usually girls are really like friends with guys if they're hot or if they're gay. So it's
There you
one
go.
or the other.
Alex has both
true.
those going for him.
I know, right?
So, tell us about the other exciting.
Said the dominatrix.
Yes, that's a dominatrix. Point for LeJuke. Point for LeJuke. Oh gosh, why
talking
did you
about
tell us
prom.
this, Mary?
Huh?
Why
You should
not?
never have
No,
told us
this
'cause
is
just
perfect.
so many jokes.
is
so
perfect.
many jokes.
What do we call that point for LeJuke? What do I call that title for that point?
Mary.
That's a dominant point.
I'm making him
that's
one
a
of my
dominant point. Yes.
clients. One of my slaves.
Oh gosh.
There we go.
So prom's right around the corner for me,
Yeah.
Ooh.
and
Aw.
What's his name? Who you taking?
I hate you, Charles. I really do. No,
So,
I'm trying to.
have you asked that special girl?
I might do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Are you gonna do what like all the fucking kids are doing right now, which is like a sign and balloons?
Oh
and, like,
no,
I'm in.
Pizza.
Like, I can't stand that.
I can't
Be a
stand it
man, at
either.
least.
One of my
Yeah.
friends was actually thinking about he was about to ask his girlfriend. They've been going out for like 2 years. He was gonna like rent like a horse and carriage to do it, and like we talked him out of it because it would cost him like $400 to ask a girl to prom
Oh my god. It's not a proposal.
when you know that
it's
she's
like-
gonna say yes.
This is the
'Cause you
problem
guys
with
have been
social
going out for
media
2
these
years.
days, is
Yes.
it's making kids like
Way too
one up each
Stupid
other.
shit.
Yeah, really.
Like
That's it.
I remember reading a story that some kid bought like some girl like 468 roses or some shit. It was the weirdest thing, but he bought a rose for every female in the school,
Wow.
and I don't know
I've
why.
seen that. Yeah.
And I was like, I'm pretty sure roses are the most expensive flower. Like, either that kid has like so much game that it's crazy, and like now he's just macking chicks left and right, or like he's perhaps, or he's the dumbest person I've ever met. It's insane. So Alex, like, you know, are you just gonna go like straight out and ask this girl, or is someone gonna
So-
record it?
Noah thinks that I shouldn't ask her.
No one. I think you should ask her because I want to see it.
Because you want to see
I
it?
want to hear about it.
Yeah, you should
we need
record a
things to talk
vlog
about.
while doing it, like, you know?
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
great idea.
And then upload
Hey, I'm asking that girl out, you know?
Asking that girl out.
She'll be looking at you like,
What's her first name?
Shouldn't say.
Well, we
Is
gotta
it,
know
is
if
it the
Whoa.
girl I've seen?
no, you.
It's not
No,
like I'm at
watch
your
out.
school, and I could be like,
Yeah, man,
hey,
yeah.
I know
Oh,
Alex is
exactly.
coming.
Cute.
Yeah, no, but yeah,
It's
but
one of the
you gotta-
girls that
you
you've
gotta tell
seen.
us, you gotta tell us her first name because we gotta see if it's like a stuck up name or something.
But he can't tell. She'll
Can't
know.
tell. Can't
Someone will
tell.
tell her.
She'll know. Yeah, of course she's watching the podcast
So
right now.
if Noah's watching, he knows what I'm talking about. But he thinks I shouldn't ask her because he thinks it's a bad idea and she's a bitch.
Okay, all right. Now, so put it in
but it's
the
Noah.
Skype chat for us. We won't say it. Okay, I personally will assure we will not say it on the podcast. All right.
True.
Yeah.
Jacob.
Lejuke is winning. Lejuke
is doing great. Gosh. Oh, that was funny. Oh my gosh. Lejuke is killing it tonight.
Yeah, Lejuke is killing the points tonight.
Yeah.
Moxie, you are so far behind, it's not even funny.
I know. It's because all the funny shit.
She
in my
likes
life
to
I
be
can't
the
talk
behind
about.
anyway. She likes to
All-
be behind.
All the funny shit in my life, I cannot talk about it without being just.
If we know one thing about
Horrible.
Mary the Dominatrix, she does like to be behind. So
Alex, that was too forced. You should almost lose a point for that.
what? I was just stealing from Lejuke anyway. I don't care.
Nobody heard it. That's fine.
I know. So I decided just to repeat it louder.
All right, so this girl. Okay, so you're saying that she's so we got 5 minutes before the next commercial break. So let's dive into this for fun.
All right. So hold on. My backup plan is.
You have a backup plan?
I have a
That
backup
means
plan.
You're not fully interested.
Who doesn't
in this
have a
ride.
backup plan? Okay?
No,
Who doesn't have a
no,
backup
no,
plan?
no. Come on.
What is your backup plan?
All right. My backup plan is that
I
I
can't
get
hear that. Can't wait to hear this.
my
fucking
friend's
mastery.
girlfriend to set me up with a girl, and we do like a double date kind of deal.
So one girl sets you up with another girl.
Yeah, to
Is
go to
it
prom,
like a
and then we do
blind
like.
date?
Well, no, just like to go as friends. So just like
Oh.
so, it's like
Yeah.
a double date kind of deal. She goes to a
Dude,
different
you
school.
gotta risk it for the biscuit, dude.
Risk it for the biscuit. Okay.
You can't not. You can't just like say, oh, I'm gonna go for friends and like someone's gonna set me up and we'll do it. Like you might as well be going to prom with your cousin or some shit like that, right? If you're going with like a friend that like that's the whole point, right? Go with someone that you either want to or you gotta go for broke.
Broke. Okay.
So
Dude, I mean, come on. Just like do what I do with my girlfriend. The first night that I met her, I asked her number like 5 minutes after meeting her. Then I invited her to the restaurant. I paid the bill.
That's
I've
always
been with her for 5 years
Hold
now.
on, did she reach? Did she reach?
Did she
give the
reach?
Did she give the reach? Not the reach around, the reach for the bill.
No. It's
You
always
didn't reach for the bill.
come on.
That's like a major test.
It's like
Oh my gosh!
The-
If I know
the
anything
waitress
about
is-
How I Met Your
the
Mother,
waitress
there's a whole
comes-
episode based around this.
I mean, the waitress comes in. She looked at me and she's like, 1 or 2 bills, and I'm like, that's easy. 1. Yeah.
I know, but she didn't reach for the bill.
Why not?
I imagine
why
you're
would
just like
she?
incredibly
No,
rude to
because-
this waitress
guy
now.
automatically.
Yeah. All right.
Like,
So
servers just do that.
the waitress is like, "Here's your bill," and then she's got to like reach for it, and then you pull it away,
No.
right?
Yes,
She didn't-
girls
she
are
didn't do
supposed
the
to
reach.
reach for the
No,
bill.
no. Here in
They're supposed to
Quebec,
reach for it. They're not
no,
supposed to take it.
Here in Quebec, the way that the waitress are trained, it's that she comes with the bill, she puts it on the table, and then she say, "You gotta pay over there." All right, that's how it works.
Oh.
That's how
I
it
know, but
works.
still,
They
she
just
still should have reached for it.
no. Here in Quebec, it's like the guys are really supposed to be paying the bill, so they put it on the guy's side immediately.
No, I know, but that's where she does the reach.
Oh, yeah,
Why
but
would she
can't
would reach?
across the table.
Yeah,
That's
she
so
would not
rude.
reach across the table.
Because it's
So
like
rude.
It's polite.
You know what? She's like, I'll get this," and you're like, "No, honey, I got this."
Exactly.
No, I'm not gonna call her honey.
No.
I've been
No,
like
but you know
meeting
what-
her
no,
for
you
like
know
2
what-
hours. Come
But
on.
he's
know
the
what
one
That's
who
just
asked
Charles
her to
being a
dinner,
creep.
So he
Just-
would pay.
What's that?
He would ask her, like, it's kind of implied that he would pay because he's the one who asked her to come to dinner.
Exactly,
Right? Like, if I asked a
exactly.
guy out to dinner, I pay.
That's why the reach is
Like,
important, because it shows that she's not expecting to be paying, but it's like she's like, you know what? I'll make the faint interest.
Exactly.
That's
It's
what it is.
polite.
No,
but
no,
it's
no, no.
rude if it's across the table, you know?
Moxie,
I don't
you
think
go
so.
back
I
to
think
your
it's.
slaves.
I think it's even more polite. I think that's
yeah,
a compliment.
Like I'm saying, like the waitress here just put it on the guy's side and deal with it, mother. Man, it's just like deal with it, and I'm like, yeah, thank you, $100, thanks.
Well, we are at that magical 9 o'clock
Yeah,
time.
please.
Please, what? What do you want?
Run an ad.
You want an
Run an
ad?
ad.
We want that ad.
You want an
For the
ad?
love of
We
God.
Well,
want that.
let's just.
It's like the one time I'm in agreement with Alex. Never again.
Let's give it an ad. There we go. And we are back. Fantastic.
We are back.
We are
All right,
back.
so in the chat, Blade Hugh wrote Alex the type of guy to have a backup plan for paying the bill. And
I
that's
left
like
my wallet in the car.
that's like the Nate. That's like the Nate the type of guy. And I hope that this doesn't become a thing in our chat where Alex the type of guy.
Well, I'm gonna write that down so I remember.
You should put that on, like on Twitter, like at the bottom, like in the picture, like
Oh my
Alex,
gosh.
the type of guy. You know?
Hashtag Alex the type
Oh,
of
that's
guy.
so good. We should make it trend.
Alex, the type of guy to be in a gaming podcast. What a tool. Why are you here? I don't understand. You're the whipping boy, that's why.
Yeah,
We need a
exactly.
whipping boy, so
I know.
Well,
You're
Moxie
the-
knows about it.
Mary, you have plenty.
She's the whipper.
You have plenty.
The
I
whipper
do
and the
have
whippy.
Plenty.
Okay, so I've got an interesting topic here, and you guys might like. And I've never listened to Sirius XM, other than when I was always in like someone else's vehicle, and they had like Sirius because they bought a new vehicle or whatever the case may be.
Because no one actually renews that.
Me.
Yeah, and
I do.
Who renews that? That's
Me.
crazy.
Me.
You're
Why?
weird. You're the
No,
exception
I'm
to the
rich.
Or
This
like-
is different.
I'm rich, bitch.
I've heard of one person doing it, because that's just because he loves to listen to the Howard Stern show.
Well, and that exactly right. So like what
There's
Howard
a
Stern's
Playboy
probably-
channel too.
Yeah, well, and Playboy's sailing right now. Either way, way off topic. So SiriusXM, is like a paid subscription service for radio in your vehicle, and then you can also put it in your home and shit too. But it usually comes with like new vehicles and stuff like that. So it's like a well-known radio talk show and music where it's like if you want to listen to acoustic music, like there's a channel for it. You want to listen to someone talking about gaming, there it is. You want someone talking about just Major League Baseball, there it is. So it's like one channel dedicated to one topic. And that's like what SiriusXM is all about. So SiriusXM just recently teamed up with IGN to create the first real SiriusXM esports talk show. And why I think that's really important to talk about is because now, really in 2016, esports is starting to become more commercialized. So we're starting to see it now on TV. We're now starting to see serious sports networks covering esports. We're starting to see it on radio. So we're seeing it on all major mediums, right? So internet, TV, radio, like what else is next? But I think what's really cool is there's been a couple little shows, like I know like Perfect Alliance has like two guys that are doing something in Chicago. I know there's some stuff coming up with Toronto here very shortly. Now Sirius is picking up like an esports radio, podcast / talk show. What's the next step here? If they've done TV, if they've done, sports networks, now we're doing radio, what is the logical next step? And I kind of wanted to weigh in, like whether you're a gamer or not, whether you're a businessman or not, or whether you're fully engulfed in esports, what's the next thing? Like, is this a good move for esports? Is this, to be involved with Sirius?
I think it's
what's
great.
the next step? So I
I
kind of
think
wanted to weigh in from everybody here.
I think
Esports triathlons, where players play 3 different games against each other.
As silly as that sounds,
That's
it's not.
the next
That's
step.
not. That's not.
That would be
crazy.
so entertaining if
That
it was
would
like
True.
be.
I'd
Like,
watch that.
If I could watch like Nade Shot play Frogger, right, from like 1984, right, and like he it would never happen unless someone set up like some weird like a decathlon of games or something.
that'd be awesome.
It would be. It wouldn't be like a really like a paid event. It might be like a charity event, right? Because you'll have like a whole bunch of viewers from
Yeah.
like different, something cool like that, right? But that's not a bad idea. But back to this, like, what's do you think? Like, everybody knows or has heard about Sirius XM, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, big thing obviously as we were talking about was like Playboy's been on it. Howard Stern's like massive on it. I think he's got like a stupid like $250 million
he's
contract,
killing
if
it,
not
yeah.
higher.
Yeah.
think
Wouldn't
it'll-
surprise me if that number's higher.
It'll do a lot of good things for gaming as like a professional, like real sport kind of. I think it'll make it a lot more official, kind of, and a lot more
Legitimate.
legitimate. It'll bring more money into gaming.
Do you think like the reason why Sirius, because when I think of Sirius XM, I don't think 75% of the market will watch it or listen to it, because they're not the ones buying a brand new vehicle to have the subscription for Sirius XM. They're not the ones that are going to have that paid subscription. They're not going to be like, it's just, I don't know if they're moving towards where the market's going to be, and they just want to be first to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like maybe it'll bring more people who wouldn't normally be interested in gaming into this world. Maybe.
And I think that's a very valid point. Lejuke, did you want to say something to that?
Like I know there's a lot of people that are actually buying a subscription, like to actually listen to Howard Stern's, like, because he's really, really good. But would people pay like $100 like per year to listen sometimes to a podcast in their car, when usually people are there like what, 10, 15, 20 minutes? Besides, if you're doing a long ride, I mean, it's fun to listen to music, like, well, whenever you're riding your car. But I mean, listening to podcasts and what, like, the difference between like Howard Stern's and like podcasts of gaming like that, there would have to be like lots of pre-recorded shows so they can actually fill in like a 24-hour schedule. Because otherwise, what would it be? Like, I don't know, like music. I mean, there's other like channels
that's a
for
great
that.
point.
So
There's
That's a
supposed to
great
be
point.
Q&As. I read there were supposed to be Q&As where you could people can call in.
Yeah, but
ask
are they gonna put like
professional gamers?
always like a guy talking about gaming for 24 hours? Like,
That's
I mean,
true. It's a bit much.
like, let's be honest, we're doing 2 hours tonight, and sometimes like we have good topics, but I don't think we could talk for 24 hours and have something for tomorrow. Like,
Yeah.
so I mean, it's just, maybe they would talk about the events. I mean, this is easy to talk about. Like, there's a lot of events, tournaments, everything coming in. Maybe if they want to get really further into the subject, talk about the patches of specific games. But at the end, I mean, like, I think it would end up with music that are actually typical gamers listening to, and that would be it. So I would not be the type of guy to, even if I like gaming, even if I go to events and I pay hundreds of dollars to go there, I would not pay a subscription to be like me. I'm working from home. Why would I pay $100 to listen to it like 4 times per month? And,
Well, yeah.
and
Hold on.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to let you off that topic. How much can anybody look up right now, Alex? Because you're doing nothing and you don't talk about games at all. Do you want to see how much it is to subscribe to SiriusXM?
it's 150.
150
For
a year?
premium, everything with mobile, web, and car, and all
Right,
channels.
which is what you'd want. So, and that's for a full year.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're what, like $11.50 a day or something like that? $12 a day,
Not
or
it.
$12 a month? Excuse
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
So is that not worth it? You know, because we all have stupid subscriptions, right? Or things that we're paying to that really we probably don't even use. Or is there any way, like, the way I see that as well is, you know, if it's, let's call it $12 a month. You know, that's what, maybe 8 coffees.
Yeah, but if you could pay it $12 per month, it would be
You have to pay it
easier
all
on
in one shot?
Yeah, exactly. So this
Which
is
doesn't
the
fall
big
in line with
difference.
gamers, right?
This is exactly. This is the big
That would
difference.
never fall in
like
line.
like me, I have so many people that I subscribe on Twitch, but it doesn't matter because it's like $5 per month, maybe like, I don't know, times 4, but it's still like 20. So it's not a big deal. If I would have to pay, like, I don't know, like 5 times 12, if I would want to subscribe for a year, then $60 one shot, that would be way different. And this is where I think it's kind of failing. And
I think that
especially
would fail with gamers.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think you know, once again, I think a lot of owners or people that are in business or in esports as well, you know, it is important to be first to market. It is important to be the first to do something, whether you get bloody or not going through the wall. And I think it's really cool that IGN is teaming up with Sirius to do that, because I think IGN has enough content to be able to do that. They have enough people on their payroll, or can easily find more people to be involved with that as well. The issue is like, you know, the demographic of gamers and esports is growing up, you know, so you are starting to see people in their late 20s, early 30s, mid 30s, and I think they're going to tailor towards that market. But how big is that market, right? Is that market 20% right now? I wouldn't say that it's 50% of gamers. I wouldn't call it 25% of gamers. right? I think the majority of gamers right now are probably, south of 30, right? And predominantly, I'd say probably more south of 25. And I'd say at least 50% of the market is south of 25 right now. So are they investing in something for today, or are they investing for something for 5 years from now?
Yeah, it's definitely not going to do serious any good for a long time. Like, it's not going to be some significant thing. It's not going to bring them business necessarily.
Right.
I mean, if you were thinking about getting serious and you were into gaming, it might,
Were you going
help
for that
make
pun
you
there?
want it. But, huh?
Are you thinking about getting serious?
No. Oh.
Ah,
Yeah.
the unintended pun.
Terrible.
Terrible.
Disgusting.
Terrible.
But yeah, keep going with what you're saying there, Moxie.
So I don't think it's so much going to do them any good in that sense. But I don't think people are necessarily going to be signing up for Serious because of this. Because
I don't-
we're all
yeah.
gamers. We're poor. Like, we don't,
To your
But-
point before, because I know you mentioned this before, I don't think it's for the current gamer.
Yeah.
I think it's for the person. And it's this. You're gonna laugh at me for this term, but I think there is closet gamers out there, right? I think there's a lot of.
True.
No, think. Hear me out for a second. I think there's enough men and women that are 30 to 40 right now that do game, and their spouse hates it, or their wife doesn't want them to, or they want to be more active in it, and they can. And this will give them an outlet to be in a vehicle when they're driving to or from work, right? They're coming back from a trip or they're going to a trip, and they actually get to be involved in something that maybe they're not allowed to do full time, or maybe that they're not supported with. For instance, I'm a younger guy still, and my ex-wife hated me playing video games, or anything to do with esports. It's probably why we're divorced now. But regardless, I really honestly believe that there's a lot of gamers that could be, and maybe even younger than 30, that are 25 to 40, right? That did grow up on retro games or Coleco or whatever stupid old systems, and maybe now have an Xbox One, or they play when their wife is gone or something. And I think I think it appeals to an older demographic. Which is one point. It's appealing to an older market, and second of all, I think it's also bringing in their ability to come in and say, all right, we're now in esports. Serious is now in esports. They have a shitload of money. Now we want to start being involved in tournaments. We want to start being involved in advertising. Now that they can start going out and advertising, right? Anybody have anything to say on that?
It's like if I would ask you a question where let's say Serious, everything is signed and they have a channel and they go to an event, say a League of Legends tournament.
Yep.
You're at home. Would you download the Serious app to listen to somebody talking at the tournament, or you would watch something live where you actually see the people talking?
No, and I
Depends on the guy.
Yeah,
If it was Monte Cristo, then I would totally download an app just to listen to Monte Cristo. Yeah. I wouldn't pay for it, but I would.
yeah, but at the end, you have to pay for it.
But would you listen to Howard Stern talk about esports?
Oh, I would totally
not
listen
that
to
he would.
Howard
I'm
Stern
not saying that he
talk
would.
about esports.
But I'm saying, would you want a celebrity, any celebrity that's somewhat tied to esports, whether they knew anything about gaming or not? Do you think it would be interesting to have them talking about it for an hour or two?
I think it's personality wise. I prefer seeing something, even if the guy is talking really bad and doesn't make sense. I'd rather see it and make my own mind about everything he's talking about. I don't know, he's doing a replay and yep. I just see it and at the end I'm just okay, well, what you just said is freaking shit, but this is kind of correct. But even the way you said it, that was really, really bad. But at the end, I can just see it and I can understand it more. So otherwise, they hire somebody that is freaking really good at describing everything that's happening. Let's just compare it really quick to hockey games. You have to describe it really way more than on the actual TV. Right. If you listen or watch a hockey game, this is the description is totally different. They have to say that they're going on the board on the right and the puck is they have to say everything. So gaming wise, imagine somebody that has that has to explain everything that's happening. I don't know, like during a game of League of Legends or
course.
CS:GO. That would be a messed up. Like that would be totally a mess.
Right.
Oh my god, he got a kill. Who? Hey.
Right. No, and if they were covering an event, I think that would be extremely difficult. Either that, or they tap in to whatever ESL or whoever's putting on that event, and somehow they simulcast it, and they're picking that up, right? Which can easily be
it
done.
would be good, like pre-shows and after
Yeah.
shows. Like it would be really, really good. I think some people would get it, but I think during events or stuff like it would not catch up. It would
I
definitely
like
not.
people
Yeah,
who
Alex.
are very good at like analyzing games, like after like in between matches, and like that's kind of times where I can like be like playing a game on my phone and listen to the people analyze the games and say like, oh, this is what ASM did wrong here, or this is what they did right, or stuff like that. And that's what I really like especially when you get over to like Korea, where everything is just so like thought through and everything. And
I think it's just
I
harder
would
to
totally
describe
win.
gaming than a sport. I think it's way harder.
yeah,
I mean,
think
it's
it
not
is
like
too.
it's not
I-
like
I would
describing
think it would be
Hearthstone. I mean,
a
like
brutal experience to like have to be like on the road listening to the League of Legends match. I think that would just be like, what's going on? I have no
Yeah.
idea.
So now, because I just want to touch base on this again. Now, you had mentioned that you can get Sirius on mobile, radio, and internet. Is that correct, Leju?
Yep.
Okay, so let's assume that Moxie and Alex and yourself all have that opportunity. So let's say you have $150 right now. Moxie, if you had $150 right now, and
Well, I hear
given
business
your
is
lifestyle,
booming,
you know,
so-
you're not, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're not an avid driver. You don't leave that often. You're not driving a vehicle. Do you own a vehicle?
I have a Prius.
Okay, so and then,
Advertisement.
I know you have a phone because every woman has a phone.
EDX sponsored by Toyota.
Would
We
you
should get
go
Sirius
out right now and get Sirius XM?
Well, when I bought my Prius a few months ago, I had it for 2 weeks, and I actually really liked it. I actually used it a lot, but like losing it was just not that big a deal, you know. I just listen to audiobooks while I drive, like. So that's a lot of money to spend on something when I could spend that on so many other things.
Right.
So I have close friends who are like our age who do have it, but they drive a lot more than I do.
And how old are you, Moxie?
I'm 26.
Okay, so right now your current vehicle has that subscription. When does it end?
Well, it already ended. It was
Okay.
only like a 2-week thing when you
And
first
you
buy
didn't
the car.
and you didn't renew it.
I didn't renew it.
Right. Now, was there like a promo offer where you could have renewed it for like a cheaper price or something?
Mm-hmm.
How much was that?
Oh, I don't remember
Ballpark?
anymore.
70,
15
80?
or it was like $15 a month or something. It was $10 a month.
Okay.
It was
Yeah.
cheaper than it would have been, but it
Right.
wasn't so significant that I was like, oh, maybe I should actually get this. Like,
Now, if it had the option of renewing, so let's say there's more gaming content on Sirius XM, right?
I think then I would
you
have
have renewed
considered
it
it.
then?
I think I would have because I I don't get a lot of gaming stuff when I'm like at my computer or anything because there's so much going on. I have so much stuff like through the internet. So if I were driving around and like I would listen to that to get my gaming news, you know,
All
because
right,
otherwise I miss out on things.
So there's one demographic down right there. So mid-20s, female. All right, Alex, you're next. I know you're under 20s and female. We'll figure out yours in a second.
I was waiting for that one when he started. That was. I
legit
could have
just
typed it like on the podcast before. Oh my god.
So, all right, Alex, how old are you?
17.
All right. So 17, obviously still in high school. You don't own a vehicle. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you were to go somewhere, it would be in your parents' vehicle. They would drive you somewhere, right? Or do you
No,
have
I
a
have a
license?
car.
Okay. So
It's
you have a
not
car.
it's not
Can
like
you drive-
legally
can you
my
drive by
car,
yourself?
but
Is it
yeah, I
also
can
a
drive by
Prius?
myself.
Is it
It's
also
not
a
a Prius.
Okay. All right. Okay. So now, would you go out and spend? Now, obviously, you're a young guy. I don't know if you're working or have a job, but obviously, income when you're a young guy is fairly sparse. So would you go out and spend $150 or X amount of dollars on Sirius XM now that it has gaming?
No, I wouldn't. If like when I'm driving, if I have people in the car, then aside from the obvious Renfest music,
He gets distracted easily.
Right.
Don't talk.
I oh,
He's the type of guy that you know, like lowers the
Alex-
sound of like the
Alex the
music
type of
whenever
guy.
he drives. Like,
Alex, the type of guy, yeah.
oh gosh, no. Alex, the type
Well
of
played.
guy.
It's really becoming a thing.
It's gonna become a thing. Okay,
Of a
so
bitch.
you wouldn't.
Or I listen to like a couple. I listen to Neil deGrasse Tyson's podcast, and then there's like a couple like creators that I listen to, like a couple YouTubers I listen to their podcast, and that's what I listen to when I drive.
All right, so now if there was more like once again, this would be because I would assume that this is the start for Sirius in a lineup of what they're doing for gaming on Sirius, right? Because this is only the beginning. I think we can all agree that this is just the beginning for what they're doing, right? Fair enough.
yeah, I mean,
Depending on how well this goes, probably.
yeah.
Right,
Well,
but they're not
it's
gonna
why
start
not
off-
give it a try?
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're not going to say this failed in a year. We're just going to cut it out, right? They're
Yeah,
probably
no.
making a 5-year investment in gaming and see how it goes, right? And that's normal business.
Yeah.
So let's assume that they're bringing on YouTubers and streamers, and someone put in Drama Alert on the radio, please. Let's say
Oh,
they
gosh.
bring in well-known individuals that can talk about anything, right? Is that not something that you would invest in, whether it's today or tomorrow?
If they said, all right, so now the podcast that I listen to all the time is Painkiller already, which is Woody's Gamertag and FPS Russia.
Right.
That's those two guys.
Yep.
And so if they said, all right, this is now on Sirius, I would be like, okay, yeah, that's probably worth the investment because that's something that I consume like 5 hours a week of.
So now those are obviously podcasts now. Those
Yeah.
aren't ones that you can view like a video, right?
No, you can view it as a video on YouTube.
If you go to the YouTube, but if you go to watch their podcast on like iTunes, right, then you wouldn't.
No,
be able
on
to,
iTunes it's just audio.
Right. Okay. So if they were able to do that, so if those favorite YouTubers or podcasters had their stuff go on Sirius, would you then be a Sirius fan?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. So what you're saying right now is for Sirius to be able to do it, they would just need more content, and they
Yeah.
would have you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now we got 2 down there. Dude, what about you, buddy?
Me, this is like a big no. Simply because like even if they would get like, I don't know, like streamers, YouTubers, like at the end, like you subscribe to them on YouTube, or like now you can subscribe to them with YouTube Gaming. You subscribe to them on Twitch, and then you gotta pay something else to listen to them again. But like I said, I think it's for somebody that would use it a lot, like on the road or whatever. It would really depends, but if I'm home, I wouldn't need it like at all. This is
Right, and that makes sense, right? I don't think that they're
and even if
creating
there's
this
like the
to
web
get the guy
app,
home.
like just no. I mean, I'm able to. I don't know. It's simply because I'd rather see something. I think it's more interesting to see something at the same time as we see, even if we don't see the actual person, seeing a gameplay, seeing something in the background. I think it's just like more interactive, and I enjoy it more. And I think this is only like that aspect. Honestly, when I'm in my car, I listen to music, and that's it. And I'm not gonna. I think that whenever I would drive or something, it's whenever somebody speaks, you kind of have like, especially with gaming, you would have to concentrate to actually understand it. Like, let's be honest, you're not gonna go like, of course, if they're just doing like a quick podcast like us, like if we would be on the radio, this is like kind of easy to listen to. But like actual events, like if we're reading the article, like they're actually gonna talk about like Call of Duty, Super Street Fighter, and stuff like that. I mean, you have to, but like I think it's only a matter that if you would use it or not. I would not spend $100 simply because I would not use it. It wouldn't be like profitable to use it. Like let's just compare it to like whenever you buy a game. If it's worth $100, but you play it $500, this is worth it. If you don't listen to that much, it's not worth it. But I would never invest because of gaming. I would not.
Right. So, and I get your point about not not watching it at home. Like I wouldn't see the need for me to watch it on, like if I'm on my computer, I'm doing work on my computer, right? Chances are I'm not going to be able to like listen or be involved or do anything from the computer. If I'm I'd probably say for me, the biggest use that I would have would be for the vehicle, right? So if I'm driving to and from work or going on a trip or going to an event, then I would listen to it, right? I'd rather listen to it because I do like talk shows, and I like people talking and stuff like that. I think it's more, I don't know, more enjoyable.
Yeah, but if you have a chance to have it for free on Twitch during a stream and you just put your auxiliary cord or your Bluetooth and you can listen to it, and they're making like almost the same money and sometimes even more with the ads on their channel and all the donations.
Right. So do you think that, so you're saying you could get the same type of content but get it for free somewhere else?
Definitely.
Okay.
It's like
So
Twitch. Technically, the guy's being paid because it's all the advertisement and the donations that are paying the guy. So you don't have to pay for him to watch him and listen to him because other people or companies are doing it for you. This is what's happening. Like honestly, like subscribing to somebody is just giving them support, but at the end, they can really like. Let's be honest. Let's compare it to, I don't know, there's Summit1G on Twitch. He has over like 30K subscribers. Imagine it's $2.50 per person every month. This is a lot of money. And like people are paying $5 like per month. So this is like $60 per year to watch that person. And
Right.
I do think that if we're talking about advertisement, well, seeing an advertisement it costs a bit, like doing TV advertisement costs way more than radio advertisement, only because you listen to it and you watch it. This is the message is easier to pass around, and I just think that people, I would say that people should prefer watching it simply because it's just more interactive. I think it's my only point. It's the fact that even if I call the guy, I don't see him. I don't see his reactions. I don't see nothing. And I find it like it's so hard to understand somebody like over the phone, and you don't know if I'm pissed or not. Like you just listen to me. You don't see me. I'm actually happy with a smile, but it's just the way that I am actually. Like I don't know. Like if I would do like this, like I mean, you don't see me anymore, right? So you don't know how I'm talking, but yeah.
That was actually an improvement though. So
Yeah.
but okay, so my last question. So everybody just heard Lejuke, say some really valid points about why someone wouldn't get SiriusXM or SiriusXM to be involved in gaming. So my question back to all three of you is, like let's say we were all part of Sirius and part of their team or their staff right now. How would we combat those issues? Right, so either A, you can get it for free somewhere else, you get the content free somewhere else, you can get it cheaper somewhere else, and then the issue is that it's not fully interactive, right? So how do we combat that? So does anybody have any thoughts about how? So if we were trying to get Lejuke to buy SiriusXM, how would we get Lejuke to buy SiriusXM?
Good luck, my friends.
Definitely make it month by month. Hang it all in one chunk.
This would be way easier, and I would be down for that, because if I can say, well, I can stop whenever I want, and like I know that like the next 2 months I'm gonna be on the road for like, I don't know, 40-60 hours. Well, I'm gonna pay for these hours, like it's gonna be worth it. But
and which would then hook you if they had good content. Right, because even if the next month you weren't traveling as much, but the content was good, it's like, yeah, either that or let's face it, a lot of people's subscription, they're like, fuck, I don't even remember I'm subscribed to this in the next month, and you'll get the next payment, right? Which is why subscriptions are really key to a lot of companies, because people don't care where their money's going the next month because they forget about it. Alex, what about you? How do we combat the issues that Lejuke had mentioned?
Lejuke's putting up his fists.
Do you have any thoughts?
I'm not really sure. Like, I agree with a lot of Lejuke's points, and I don't like the monthly thing. Like that would help, but Lejuke's taking a bow. Good job. You stumped the person who pays the least amount of attention.
Teary me in the Skype chat said exclusive content.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
That'd be helpful.
That's what SiriusXM does. Like, if they have just more and more content, that's how you would get me. If you got some of my favorite guys on it, then that would be a lot more likely.
Right, and we already talked about that with
For me to
So
get on
if you're, you know, if Sirius went to Woody's gamer tag and whoever the other people were that you said, and said, listen, we want you to create something specific. We want you to create 4 hours of content every week, exclusive to Sirius. Right? You already mentioned that you're watching 5+ hours a week.
Yeah.
Right. So if they created 4+ and then they got like $1 million deal out of it, obviously they'd do it in a heartbeat. You know, so would that be enough to get you? That would be exclusive content to Sirius.
Yeah, probably.
Right. All right. So that's one point.
I'd probably wait a couple weeks, see if I could find it online, and then if I couldn't get on.
Right. Another thing that I think would combat LeJuke's points. So those are 2 points. So, you know, Mary had said, you know, go to monthly or some sort of different, you know, payment schedule. Alex is exclusive content. And then my other point to combat LeJuke would be to have some sort of introductory rate for gamers, right? So the issue is, as you mentioned with Twitch, you could plug into Twitch and listen to it, and it's $5 a month. So how can they combat someone that could just do that, right? So let's say you're in like a waiting room, right, and you're going to the doctors and you're waiting half an hour, and you're like, well, shit, you know, you can listen to music, but you could go on a Twitch, you know, get charged the data, and you could watch or listen to a previous or current broadcast of someone that you're subscribed to, right? And it's $5 a month.
It's
right. So how?
It's not a good example.
No, but it is an example, right?
Yeah, but it's not a good one. Like, this is why I say it's specific to everybody. And like, even if you would try that, it's like the way I am is like I prefer seeing somebody. So only that kills it instantly. And like talking about like the data on my phone, I mean, I have unlimited data because my company is paying it, so this is not really an issue. So I can watch it whenever I want. But you know, it's simply it's only the fact that I prefer to watch. Like, even if there's only a background, like even if I would just be on the podcast, only if there's a background, I just think it's different.
So all right, so I'm gonna hit my own self over the head here for a second. So if we took our current podcast that we're doing right now and we put it up on iTunes for people to download our podcast, you wouldn't watch it, or you wouldn't listen to it.
It depends. I mean, if I love the show, I would download it if I missed it.
Right.
But this is different.
But you
this
wouldn't
is
be watching us because it'd be on iTunes, it'd be a podcast, you'd be listening to it, and it's the same thing as Sirius.
If I love the show,
right?
And this
so
is,
if there's shows that you love,
it depends. It's a gaming talk show. It's a gaming talk show. If it's not an event, this is what I'm comparing. Is that would I pay $150 for maybe 4 hours per week or day of gaming that are being already talked about the others? Like, I mean, I could go on YouTube, I could go on any newspapers or whatever, and there's already people like talking about the same thing. If I would like compare it to like exclusive content, like being like, I don't know, like PewDiePie is going to Sirius XM, he's only gonna talk there from now on, and I don't know, but at the end I'm just gonna find somebody else that's gonna do the same thing, and some other talent's gonna get discovered because of that. So this is just like it's gonna help a lot of people. It's gonna, I don't know. It's at the end, exclusive content is like, it's good, but if you're really that bad attached to somebody, like, I don't know, like Monte Cristo, like Alex was saying, if you're really like, I don't know, you want to see this guy because Monte Cristo is really good at talking. He has good description and everything, but I mean, at the end, there's probably another guy that's gonna jump, and don't tell me there's nobody else that could do that job. There's a lot of people in the world, and there's probably like people waiting at their house right now trying to get a job like that. But these are probably going to be the guys that are actually going to get these type of jobs, are people that are trying to move forward in the gaming industry, especially maybe in description and everything. But they're going to be like starting in the radio, and this is like kind of the same thing with like any medias or anything that's happening in the world, is that some people start with the radio and then they move up to the TV because they're really good at talking, and of course like they're good looking, so it works. But then some people want to see the actual person talking, because like they like the way he is, the way he interacts with people, and I don't know, I think the nonverbal is really, but maybe it's because like I've studied in stuff like that, like with nursing and everything, that where I think nonverbal is really interesting and important whenever you talk to somebody and whenever you interact with somebody. So I don't know, yeah, it's mostly that. And yeah, Pablo, I'm trying to say no nicely, But I'm just gonna say no, and I don't care about it.
Well, we're gonna thank some of our sponsors. We're gonna go to a commercial break here in a second, guys. But once again, huge shout out to our sponsors: G Fuel, Logitech G, Rozzy, Jerky XP, Control Freaks, World Gaming, Muscle Care, Scuff Gaming, and G2A. Make sure to use discount code STDx at all of our sponsors' stores. And once again, guys, stay tuned. We've got another 25 minutes here left in the STDx podcast. We're going to go to a quick commercial break and get back to you with our last topic.
Rated T for teen. Can I introduce you to my fists?
You're pretty good at getting beat down.
Perfect knockout.
Hey, we're back.
We're back.
Those ads. Those ads are beautiful. I don't know why I love
Gorgeous.
so much Logitech. Like I'm using it right now, and I'm like, this is my keyboard. I mean, yeah, this is this is so amazing. I wish I could do that with my mouse, like like make it fly around like that. But no, this is not happening. So this is false advertisement. But I mean, I'm dealing with it.
So we've got a little bit of an interesting last topic here that Mox is going to bring up. We're gonna have a quick topic, and then we're gonna do some interacting with chat here, more so than we have been in the last hour, and then we're gonna wrap it up. But Moxie, so you've got something going on in your personal life right now that you're gonna share with us.
Okay, so this is the most awkward topic of my life, believe it or not. More awkward than the other things. But so I have a tail, but it's like not a normal tail. It's not like external. Like I don't have like a little thing, It's like a tail, but it's like this. It's bent like a hook. And it's like in my ass. So it doesn't come out. There's like a tiny bump. You could tell from the outside. If you feel me up, you could feel a bump, right? Like, but it's not,
Charles
sticking out or
knows exactly
anything.
what you're talking about. Yeah.
And they can't cut it off because
He'll die.
all the muscles are like attached to it. Like I couldn't have sex anymore or anything if they cut it off, basically.
Be weird.
Yeah, that'd be horrible. So but it's like uncomfortable to sit on and stuff and everything, and it makes I can't stream as long as I'd like. So we figured out that a plastic surgeon is gonna take fat from like my arms, my stomach, my thighs, like all over, just not here, and stick it in my ass, give me basically a Brazilian butt lift, so that my tail has cushion, so that I'm not in as much pain because I have scoliosis, and so like if I sit down, like it pushes my spine sideways, like
Crazy.
it's bad.
So,
So
first, this is the
I'm
mature
having-
content of the stream right now. So if you're below 18, you may leave.
Correct. Yeah.
Second, are you gonna
Yeah.
wait? Is this gonna come out to like I don't know, like twerking on stream and
No,
stuff like
no,
that?
this is not gonna come. There will be no twerking. I mean, I'll keep that all on my social media.
But
But
will,
I'm
will
gonna
you,
have
will
my-
you now be sitting on like one of those like donuts?
Well, right
Like
now I'm
those
sitting on a
inflatable-
cushion with
are
a
you
little
sitting
hole
on?
for my
Okay.
tail.
But you have to get like one of those like ridiculously like inflatable donuts. That's hilarious.
It's not gonna be really horrible, gigantic. It's not gonna be like monstrously
Bubble
big
butt.
or anything.
Yeah.
But it is. I mean, I already have an ass. Like it's gonna be pretty
Wait,
nice,
I
actually.
got an ass.
But
I mean,
it's gonna be.
Oh, what are you waiting
different.
for, Mary? Turn around. Show it off.
I'm only saying that if there's no proof, like
There's proof on the internet. I'm not gonna.
about
put it
your
out to you.
butt.
Yeah. And then it's gonna be
Snapchat
funny
is
'cause
not
I'm taking
approved.
fat all these other places, and so like it'll be nice because it's like, hey, I was gonna try to lose weight anyway, but I can't lose weight because then my ass will go away, and then I'll
It's
be
like doing
even
the
more
work for you.
uncomfortable. So
That's
this
crazy.
way, I'm not like I haven't been working out because I'm not allowed to lose weight because they need all the fat to suck it out and stick it back in. So
Nice.
Wow.
that's happening in May, I think.
That's
Fun.
pretty crazy though.
Yeah,
That's hot.
isn't that crazy? So I'm gonna
I-
have a much
So they're not
better
doing
ass.
anything to remove like the excess bone.
No, it's too dangerous.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
I have. Have you ever seen the movie Shallow Hal?
Yes.
Yeah, and then like George
That's what I think
Costanza
of
has
every
like the
time someone asks me what it looks
Right.
like.
Yeah. That's
It
crazy.
does not wag. It doesn't
When
stick
she's
out.
happy, just like wiggles.
I'm home. I'm home. Let's go for a walk.
No, a little bit of freak nature here. Kind of a freak of nature, but that's okay because I'm gonna have a magnificent ass. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
okay.
I have a question. Is anyone in here a UFC fan?
And that was the worst transition. How do you?
I
still
would
have a
say
job
I
at
was UFC fan when GSP
this?
wasn't
Yeah,
it?
GSP. Yeah, same.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
He was pretty
Canadians,
good.
of course.
Well, Quebec. I mean, right?
Yeah.
Gotta support Quebec. people.
Well,
Hometown.
Canada first before Quebec. Excuse me. Canada first, buddy.
Well,
But
a
he's
funny thing about that is
Canadian.
so my dad and like some friends of mine, we all like meet up and watch the fights whenever it's on, and we meet up on Saturday nights and watch. And these two brothers, they're Asian, and the first time we met them, one of them was wearing a GSP shirt, so we decided just to call them the Canadians. And that name sucks. So
enough.
they're Canadians to us, even though they're Asian, and they're like Asian American guys, like Korean or something.
Okay.
Notice how they didn't call them the Quebecois. They called them.
Because you guys are having issues pronouncing it, so that's why you guys are not calling people Quebecois. That's the only reason. That's the only reason.
Oh my god, that's too.
But
good.
I mean, if GSP was from Ontario, I would cheer for him because he's good, but I would less cheer for him. That
right,
would-
but you wouldn't call him the Ontarioanite or the Ontarian.
I would say he comes from Ontario, and I would.
Right, but you would say he's Canadian.
Well, because Quebec is not a country.
Right, but like if I was to like, I wouldn't say like if I was trying to
In
explain
Canada,
what
like
else-
people should say like somebody. You should say that this person is not coming from Canada. This person is coming from Ontario. He's coming from BC.
Yeah, but a lot
he's-
of people don't know where Ontario is or BC.
Well, they can suck.
Right? Can you tell me how many states there are, and can you name all the states?
In Canada?
No, in the U.S. There's no states. There's no states in Canada. Right. So could you tell me all the states in the U.S.?
No.
How many are there?
Right. And a lot of people
Well,
can't tell how
why
many-
would
how
I
many
care?
provinces-
Why would I care about
But that's the
another
whole point.
country?
Like if someone's to say like GSP is from Ontario or Quebec,
No,
a lot of people don't
I say
know
that
it's in
people from Canada is gonna say that. I'm not saying that the people from the U.S. are gonna say
right,
that.
but I think that's why people don't say it. Like that's why people just say they're coming from Canada, they're coming from the U.S. or because people don't know all the towns and cities and
of
provinces.
course, but people in Canada usually say
yeah,
people are coming
it's-
from BC. They're not saying they're coming from Canada. Yeah, of course.
Right.
God damn it.
No, and that makes
Well,
that
yeah, in
makes sense if
America,
it's,
I
like,
don't
people
say
in
this
Canada
cal-
talking
this-
about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I don't
well,
say,
even in
he's
the
from
U.S.
America. I say he's
Yeah,
from
exactly. This is my point.
Same
like,
thing in the U.S.
Exactly.
Yeah. No,
And
and that,
the guy's coming from New York. He's not coming from the U.S.
Yeah, if you're
We
talking-
know
if you're
he's in the U.S.
right. I'm talking on a larger scale, right? So if you were to make like a press release, right, or you were to explain like if you're having a talk with friends that both live in the United States, you're not going to say yeah he's coming from the United States because you both live in the United States. You both know where he's from, right? So I get what you're saying. I get your point.
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that know GSP because he's from Quebec and not from Canada.
I
Right,
know him
think-
because
think
he was
more
an
people would
incredible
know that he's from
fighter.
Canada than Quebec.
Oh no, I totally disagree on that. Just because if you watch him and listen to him when he's talking at the end of a fight, you know he's not coming.
He doesn't have that strong of an accent.
Are you kidding me?
It's not as strong as you could say he's from France.
It's
All right.
been years since
No,
I've
no,
seen
okay,
him. I'm
okay.
looking this up on YouTube
I,
right now.
I was not prepared to do that, but I'm gonna
GSP
switch
is from
screen.
France.
I'm gonna switch screen. I'm gonna prepare a YouTube video. All right, I'm gonna give it to you guys on Skype of GSP talking. And if you tell me he doesn't have an accent, this is bullshit. I'm calling
All
out
right,
I didn't
bullshit.
say he didn't
while
have an
you're,
accent,
while
I
you're
said he
doing
didn't
that,
have
Lejuk,
that
while you're
strong
doing
of an
that,
accent.
Lejuk, UFC 200. And is anyone gonna watch UFC 200? It's
When is it?
July 9th.
I haven't watched
July
UFC
9th?
fight in so long.
Who's playing?
Who's playing? Who's fighting? Nate Diaz versus Conor McGregor 2. So Nate
I
Diaz
hate
just
how they have
beat.
like the same. I don't like when they have like the same fighters doing the same thing.
So like what this was, what I've heard is that this is like McGregor wanted to fight Diaz again because he wants to beat Diaz and like the UFC did this for him because he wanted.
Because they don't want to. Yeah, because they want to be the champion again, right?
Well, I mean, Conor McGregor, he's still a champion. He fought in a different weight class.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So he's still the champion at 145, and so like Nate Diaz took that fight on like late notice last time, and now since McGregor lost, and he's done like he's never like backed out of a fight when he's had a couple of opponents be like get injured a couple weeks before a fight, and then he'll just say, okay, yeah, give me whoever, and I'll still fight. So like when the UFC sees that, they like adds up favors. So now he's like, guys, give me I want to fight Diaz again.
Yeah,
So
I'm more
that's kind of
interested-
UFC doing him a favor.
I'm more interested now in the female fights, in the female bouts.
Yeah, there's also Misha Tate who just beat Holly Holm, who then beat Ronda Rousey.
Right. So
Versus Amanda Nunes.
Whoever that chick is.
The thing is with women's bantamweight is like you have Holly Holm who can beat Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey can beat Misha Tate, but Misha Tate can beat Holly Holm. No one else in that division is really that good. But those three, they can all beat each other. It's like the rock, paper, scissors of UFC fighting. So it's just so exciting to watch. I'm so excited to watch how that like plays out and how the UFC's trying to get a shot to schedule fights, and really interesting.
Yeah, see, like, I wonder when Rousey's gonna be back.
Yeah, she started eating solid food a couple months ago, so that's a good start.
Did you just start? What was her jaw like wired shut or something?
She had like the first punch like knocked like a whole bunch of her teeth loose. So like she couldn't. So she had to wait for that to heal.
He's a fucking wreck, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I remember like, and that's why like you shouldn't talk so much shit, and then you're gonna get hit. It's crazy. Does anybody remember like how much like smack she was talking before she was fighting against Holly Holm and who else?
Yeah, I
she,
do.
Yeah.
I thought Ronda Rousey was gonna go in there and clean up. Like I didn't watch Holly Holm, but Holly Holm, her fighting style just counters Ronda Rousey. Holly Holm, she's so good at just poking and then backing up. She's a boxer, which is with Ronda Rousey being like more of a wrestler, just completely counters her fighting style. It's like her kryptonite.
Interesting.
You guys want to watch this GSP?
You have to do it. All right, everybody, you can put the video at 30 seconds.
30 seconds, pause at 30.
So, okay, perfect. So I'm going to start it and everybody will be able to see it on the stream as well. So whatever I'm going to say, go. You guys just click it and listen. Listen to the magic of this guy. And let's say, like, I'm coming from the same province as this guy, so I'm supposed to be talking the same way, all right? And I'm way different than that, all right? Everybody's
All right,
ready?
so let's do this. Like, is everyone paused at 30?
Yep.
All right,
All right,
and 3,
let's count
2, 1, go.
Think here. What, anything specific that will look
Legit,
for
are you
that's
playing
gonna
it
be
for?
better than the last time?
Yeah.
It's gonna be more athletic, more better, you know, more refined the technique, you know, timing and everything. I'm working on a lot of different stuff. More pose, more recuperate, you know.
And you're telling me he doesn't have an accent?
I didn't say that
Right
he
from
never.
the
I said he
end,
doesn't
you know,
have a strong accent.
From now
And there's
until
no way to
November, is there a
differentiate.
specific game
It's
plan
pretty
that you
strong.
don't overexert yourself?
It's really
Yeah,
strong.
Maybe when I listen to him like from games, like he's only talking like one sentence, not like a
People
full-on
don't know,
fucking
you know.
speech.
My
They don't
sample
know
size is
their,
really small because the only person that I've ever heard besides GSP with his accent is Lejuke, so...
Still,
I'm
like,
not
how
even
would-
close
how
to
would
his
someone not
accent.
know that he's not hailing from France?
Because French people are, oui, bonjour, mon nom c'est Jean-François. This is way different. No.
People don't know that other than you.
No, people
It's
know
pretty
it.
different.
There's a big
Get outta
difference
here.
between.
Because
No.
in the tail of the tape, they put the Canadian flag, not the French
Right,
flag
I'm saying
next to
outside
him.
of that, Alex. Thank you.
No, but honestly, like, he has a strong accent, like,
To
very
someone
hard.
that's not trained, they wouldn't know if he's coming from fucking Quebec or somewhere in Europe, right? Maybe he's South African right? Their prime language is French in South Africa.
You know
That's
how
true.
have you,
This is
like,
a fact.
if people like ever listen to like French people from France, they have like a really, I don't know, like they sound like they're freaking above
really
every.
studying accents from people in France.
No, it's only that I see that I know the difference, because people
There's
in
some
France
college
are really
major out there.
like trying to, I don't know, like they sound like they're over everybody. Like, I know everything. This is really special, and I don't know. This is how they talk. Besides, Quebec's gonna be like, hey, I know everything that you're talking about, and this is really gonna be different.
Oh man,
No,
that's
it's
too
definitely
funny.
a northern
Just
northern
hearing you
African
say
accent.
different accents was completely worth this conversation.
And I know that there's someone who's just like, oh, that accent was so off. I'm so, gosh, this pissed me
then
off
the guy
so
from,
much.
like, you should do like a South African one where like the guy's like a gangster.
I cannot
Can
do
you
that.
can you do it?
I cannot do that.
Oh man, that's South African right there. Come on.
They
you
don't
gotta do
speak
it.
French in South Africa,
Yes, they do.
Well,
Actually,
it's-
I googled it and they don't.
Bah oui, bonjour. Mon nom c'est Jean Dieudonné. Yeah.
Oh my god,
That sounds fantastic.
that's terrible.
That's fantastic.
That's amazing.
All right, we have 10 minutes to wrap it up. So should we talk about the points and then say anything else here in the end?
I lost this week.
Yeah. So what's yeah, Moxie lost. So we're gonna we do this every week where we talk about like who got points. So there's a different varying ways of getting points. It's saying something really funny, saying something that completely got the other person off, or completely just made fun of the other person.
I think I should get a
No, you
point
get no
for
points.
blowing your minds with my tail.
No, that doesn't work.
So how many points you got? 0?
Yeah, Moxie has 0 points.
She provided us with many of points because of her.
It's true.
Yeah.
My side job provided
Yes.
you guys with all your points.
All right, so here's the points that we got tonight. So Alex got one for the fat rolling. I got one for the high thigh sprain. LeJuke got one for the midnight release. He got one for married dominated pun, and then also Jacob's name for the prom date. LeJuke. So LeJuke is our big winner tonight. He got 3. He beat everybody else out. So I think it's only suiting that LeJuke can pick a punishment for Mary for next podcast.
Fair.
Within reason.
Okay.
Within what we can show on Twitch.
So that's what LeJuke, and that's what we should do now. So whoever wins should determine what the loser is going to do within reason.
I am not prepared for that. I gotta find something good, and to find something good, I need some time.
You have
It's gotta be worth it.
You have a week to think about it.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah, we can.
The
do that.
day, like next Monday, I'm gonna tell you during the day what you have to do.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we,
so I can prepare.
but we can't talk about it right now in the wrap up. We can field suggestions.
No.
Yeah,
So
let's
anybody
see.
in the chat.
Anyone in chat,
anybody
I'm
in the
allergic
chat,
to everything. They're practically
so-
Nah,
food.
nah.
So can you
no,
list
this gotta
everything
be.
that you're allergic to so we can send you a care package?
It's a big list.
Allergic
And
to
we only
Alex,
put stuff that she's allergic to.
LeJuke.
No, she's not allergic to me.
Oh, she's allergic to you. She just doesn't know it yet.
No,
She's
come
not
on.
allergic to LeJuke in particular, just French Canadians.
Come on,
It's
she
not
would
him.
definitely give me a hug.
No.
Yeah, totally.
And then swell up.
Hives everywhere.
Hey, if she hugged you with her ass, then she wouldn't need the surgery,
Oh god.
right?
Interesting.
Oh
Interesting.
man, I'd save so much money.
Very true. Very true. Okay, so
And
once
LeJuke
again,
would probably enjoy it.
everybody in the chat.
Win-win.
Let's think of
I
a
can eat bananas.
decent punishment for Moxie for not having any points tonight. So, and then once again, we can come up with any suggestions that LeJuke will have to make the decision on for next week.
Yeah.
So, so some things we still haven't done a pie in the face, which I know sounds like a bisexual pun joke right now, but it's not.
That's a
we
completely
still-
legit.
Well,
I
you
can't
did not
have
say
pie.
cream pie. You just said
Yeah,
pie. This is
I know,
fine.
but yeah. So we could do it. So there's
So
the
next
pie in
week,
the face.
Charles and I will both do the pie in the face.
No, we didn't lose, buddy.
Didn't
Well,
you
no,
guys
I'm
lose
saying that
earlier?
We never did it.
We never did
That's
it. I thought it
true.
was-
You
I
guys
thought-
never did it.
Okay, so we could. Okay, so we could.
Dang,
we could
I
do
thought
it.
that's what you were
But you guys
pointing
are
out. I wouldn't have
realize-
said anything.
You guys realize I'm never gonna lose.
Well, you could lose.
But no, simply because I'm French, I'm technically winning.
No,
I mean, that's like minus a
that
point
means
right
you're technically
there.
fucking losing.
No, because the
Hate to
only
break
thing
it to you.
the only thing I'm gonna be saying that are funny, it's because I know they're funny.
I don't know.
Because like otherwise I cannot make it out.
Does
Like,
that sentence even make sense?
and this is why I'm winning.
No.
I'm sure
All
there
right,
are plenty
our-
of super not funny Frenchmen.
Our job should be Moxie.
I know
Alex,
one.
and
His name's
myself
Lejuk.
to try to get as many points so Lejuk loses next.
Okay.
All right,
I'm
that's
down.
fair.
So Moxie, you gotta get like on your game because you've been fucking slacking for weeks.
Oh,
Last
that's
time
mean.
I had the fucking flu.
Hey, she's on my team now. I gotta motivate her or get her to bring
I
up her
have
level.
so many stories from my very exciting life.
But it's not just about stories.
But-
It can't just be about stories. It's about making fun of other people to get points.
Exactly.
I guess I could,
You gotta be involved.
I gotta just, I connect, I'm nice in real life and then I'm mean.
It's
when I
all about
work.
the one-liners.
Maybe I just gotta
It's all about the one-liners, Mary.
I gotta let the lines
So
blur
us
and bring the
three are on
mean.
our team. We gotta make sure that he has less points than all three of us.
Okay.
Because
'Cause
now
then he'll
I'm
lose.
like only myself. I have more points than all of you.
True.
Yeah, that's
So-
very true.
You
That is
change
very
it to big, big, big winner?
Yeah,
Are
he's-
you kidding? You changed the overlay. Oh my god.
Yeah, he did.
So sneaky.
It's like someone in kindergarten got a hold of his overlay.
Yeah, really.
Hey, yeah, 3, what? This is what I'm saying. It's way more attractive. That's why people love it.
Way more. So okay, so Alex and I are doing the cream pie in the face next week. Moxie can either join that or Leju can think of something else.
I could see. Maybe there's some kind of cream alternative that I can have.
Hey, I'm sure that you could get a lot of money for that.
You could.
I could,
Donations are rolling.
I could get some good.
Lejuk, any thoughts about some things that Moxie could do?
No, it's gonna be I'm gonna have a hard time thinking about it. I'd rather take my time and don't say all my ideas, so it's gonna be the best one that I select.
Okay. All right. You think about it long and hard, buddy.
Terrible.
Yeah,
Terrible.
so we've got 4 minutes to wrap it up here. What anybody in the chat have any ideas of what Moxie could do next week as her punishment, so that Leju can write it down or memorize it? Any ideas? Alex, do you have any? I shouldn't come to you for an idea, but
You shouldn't. We've been over this before. I've had one in like the past year or so.
yeah, it's been brutal.
Not bad.
What else?
You guys-
any
you
any
guys-
other last things we should mention here, guys?
Anything exciting that you guys are doing this week? Aside from playing Dark
Not-
Souls 3,
Oh
Leju?
shit!
Oh, so much Dark Souls.
Yeah, not sleeping and playing Dark Souls.
So much.
Yeah, I don't know if
And-
I should get the new DLC tonight for Fallout,
Did you get
or
the
if I
season
should
pass?
go to Microplay and go get the Dark Souls 3.
I mean, you could go to that midnight release party.
Yeah,
I'm gonna. By the way, I'm gonna do probably 48 hours stream while at ETS. So
Really?
that might happen. Yeah.
How cool.
how are you gonna do that if you're at LAN ETS?
Lots of G Fuel.
Well, how am I streaming right now? Well, I'm gonna open XSplit and then click broadcast, and usually it should go live.
Fucking smartass Leju.
No, but you said you were gonna stream from LAN ETS, right?
Yeah. There's internet. And then- and
so
then-
do you have a laptop or something there?
I
you
have
taking a laptop?
my own tower.
Oh, so you actually have to take your whole
Yeah,
rig
you
to
have
LAN
to
ETS?
you have to bring your
Oh,
own
Jesus
computer.
Christ. See,
There's
Oh, wow.
2,000 people bringing their own
Way
computers.
too much
insane.
effort.
That's
Wow.
I would
insane.
have just borrowed someone's.
That's gonna
That's
be crazy.
Yeah, that's gonna be like it's 2,100 people that bought tickets, so probably 1,800 are bringing their own computer there. It's gonna be a freaking mess, and there's gonna be a lot of people.
I
But
hope it
it's-
rains that day. That would be hilarious.
There's over $100,000. There's over $100,000 worth of prizes and everything
What-
that they're giving out. And
What are all the titles at LAN ETS?
I'm just gonna give.
There's CS:GO, League of Legends, Street Fighter, which Blitzman might be going to this weekend.
No, he's gonna fail. So mean.
That is so mean.
So mean.
League of Legends, CS:GO, Dota, Hearthstone, StarCraft, Rocket League, Rainbow Six, Super Smash Bros. Melee, Call of Duty, Street Fighter, Heroes of the Storm, Magic the Gathering, NHL 16, and Conflicts.
I didn't even know Call of Duty that they
that
had
sounds
Call of
fun.
Duty.
That's
NHL. Oh wait,
what's the
it's Canada.
What's the payout for all these titles?
It
Where
depends.
is this?
It's in Montreal, Canada. So Montreal, Quebec, I should say that.
There you go.
It depends on the games. Like first place for CS:GO at 6,000. League of Legends is the same thing. Dota it's 2,100. Then it just like all the other games, it's different. But
really not that much.
well, it depends. Like it's if you say there's 6,000 for everything. Well, this is kind of a
That
lot.
means like the winner's taking home like 35 or 4. If there's 6,000 for CS:GO,
Yep.
right? Then that means the winner will probably take 3,500 or 4,000 home, and then second place will take 1,000. And
No. It's 6,000 for the first place,
Oh,
and then
okay.
3,000 the second place, and then 1,500 the third place.
Still 6. Yeah. See, when I think of an event, I always
So it's
think
like
5.
10,000 for everything, League of Legends only, and 10,000 for CS:GO, and then etc.
I always think of like 5 figures should be an event. That's what I think.
Yeah. But I mean, it's in Quebec, right? So money, they
I wonder
keep
if
it.
there's any like good COD teams that would go to that because it's in Montreal. Probably not.
It's the biggest land in Canada, so there's a
Well-
lot of teams from BC and Alberta like coming down. I've
I know
seen them
EGLX
often.
is saying that they're the biggest land now in Canada.
They can suck it. It's not right.
All right, we are at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Legique, you want to wrap it up?
1 second. I'll just wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
All right. Let's wrap. There we go.
If I'd made that same joke, I would have lost a point.
Yeah,
It's
but
true.
wait. But if I would lose a
already done.
point,
Yeah,
I would
that's
still win. So this is not a big deal.
That definitely would have been a point lost though, for sure.
I had to make my French joke at the end. Thanks everybody for tuning in my first podcast for a while. I'm really happy that this happened.
This was actually a reunion of the first one we ever did. Us four.
I think he's right.
Yes,
Yeah,
the 4 of us.
this is
Can make it if
But
we
thanks
try.
for everybody, all the people that watch the stream, interact with us in the chat. Every time that I see somebody, it's really, really fun. And all the time that you take, guys, to come and cheer for us and talk with us, this is really, really fun. Thanks to all my 3 fellow teammates that are with me tonight that make sure that this stream is really good, because myself, and I wouldn't be that good. Like,
It'd be brutal.
Yeah, it would suck.
So
So,
Me, Myself, and I podcast by Lejuke.
but there's so many people that
Doing
would
on
sub
Sirius
to it.
XM.
So some people would like. I know that a lot of people would sub to it. So yeah.
Well, we're gonna be back next Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern. The 4 of us again, and we've got some punishments that we're gonna be doling out. Alex and I are
Yay.
gonna take a pie to the face, and Moxie is gonna, I don't know, receive a package with all of her allergies in one box, and she has to taste all of them.
So,
Yeah.
yes, there will be a ambulance standing by.
Yeah.
Thanks to everybody. Thanks to you
Thank
guys.
you.
Thanks for
It's
watching.
always it's always a pleasure to work with you guys.
Bye.
Want the outro now? Yeah, that's what I said. You're no outro.
Oh, that's okay. Yay! So that went well. I have to.
Dancing through the streets, we wander, falling for the fire. Burning at the heart, throwing hands up to the sky. I can see it all. The night will come when I call. The day is never too far away. Time will turn as I